All right. What is going on, everybody? And welcome on back to a brand new edition of the Cinema Lords podcast. Episode number 19, but more importantly than that, it's episode number 1 of the new year, episode 2023, first episode of the new year. Hopefully, what's going to be the first full year here at the podcast. We started off in September here last year, so hopefully this is our first full run. Hopefully there's a lot in store for the show. I have a lot planned. I have a lot of goals. So hopefully it's a big year here at the show. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm really looking forward to getting back in here tonight. It's been a while. I haven't talked to you guys since the Christmas show. I was supposed to come back last week, but I had a little case of COVID. So that really sucked. I had to kind of be on lockdown for a few days there.
Still around, that motherfucker.
Yeah. It got me good this time. I had it once last year. I got it again this year. But this year was much bigger. It put me on my ass this year for like freaking 3 days. Jeez. I was fucked up. But I'm excited to talk to you guys. Obviously, while I was on lockdown, I watched plenty of time to watch. You know what I mean?
Catching up to do.
Yeah, I consumed a lot, so I'm excited to talk about some of the things I've been watching the last couple weeks. I'm excited to talk to you guys because it's been a little bit since I talked to you boys. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to talk to you guys. And then we are going to do a couple things here tonight. We're going to do a nice little 2023 preview for everybody. We're going to kind of go right through the calendar year. And talk about some of the things that we're really excited for and looking forward to. Maybe some things that we're not looking forward to too much, might pass on. And then we have a couple of reviews to close out the show tonight. We're going to be reviewing both The Menu and Avatar 2, A Way of Water. 2 movies I'm very excited to talk about because I didn't just like them both, I loved them both. So I'm very excited to talk about them. So a lot to get into. Before we start diving on in, let's catch up with who we're with. On the ones and twos, he hasn't been here since, I believe, Halloween. It's been a while, but you guys know him well. The human soundboard himself, Mr. Los. What's going on, baby?
I'm back, baby. Woo!
It's been a while, man. You were a busy man.
I'm
working,
glad to be
vacationing.
Back. Oh, yeah. Busy with life, but I'm back on the ones and twos, ready to get loose. Let's do it.
Let's go. And then my co-host this evening, you guys know him very well at this point. He just got back from a little vacation himself, too. Mr. Seth Rogers. What's going on, baby?
I'm so good to be back in the studio with the boys. It's a nice vacation, much needed. Rested up. I did do some catching up myself the month we were gone, so it's good to be back in the studio with the boys. We got a lot to talk about. I got some reviews for some things I was catching up on. Like we were saying, I'm looking forward to a lot of things coming out this year. So I'm ready to get into it.
Nice. You boys actually vacation together? Did you guys have a good vacation? Boys vacation
together?
Oh,
man, it was phenomenal.
Oh, absolute blast.
Phenomenal.
Nice.
I wish I was there instead of here, not going to lie. I'm sorry.
Winter's upon us.
That's not a bad deal.
Winter's here.
Life from Aruba is Seth and Caleb.
Hey, you can still do the podcast from Aruba.
Yeah,
just saying.
Figure that out. There's some Skype calls and stuff. Get you guys a mic. It's all you need.
Only one way to find out. Funded by the podcast, too. Sign me up.
Good. I'm glad to hear that, though. Glad you boys had a good time. Before we start diving through all the topics this evening, I just wanted to touch upon a couple quick things. First off, I wanted to say thank you to everybody who tuned into the Christmas show. That was another one, just like Halloween. We put a lot of work into that show. Myself in particular, and my girlfriend Stephanie. We put a lot of work just getting into the preparations and getting that show up and going and stuff. And a lot of love for it. Seemed like a lot of people enjoyed it.
Shout out Santa too.
Time. Yeah, Santa killed the competition. The man knows Christmas. He absolutely dominated it. I mean, if you thought anybody else won that draft, you're smoking.
Yeah, the Halloween one was up for debate, but that seemed like a no-brainer to me.
Stomped in the competition.
That was like the Vince Carter. It's over. Like it's over.
Yep. Absolutely mauled him. Some would say that he had redemption for Vision. You know, some are saying that. Special guest hosts. You know, now 1-1 in the draft. So.
And shout out Phil too. Phil for his first podcast. Not just being a draft, being his first podcast too. He held his own.
Yeah, no, he did.
He did a great job.
He sure did.
I don't think he picked Krampus for anything, did he?
He did not. I was stunned. That was the shock of the draft. Was him not.
Hey,
taking
Phil, I give you credit. No picking Krampus. That movie stinks.
I couldn't believe it. I was legitimately stunned. But it was a good time, and I really enjoyed it. And like I said, it seemed like a lot of other people enjoyed it. So I appreciate anybody that took the time out, watched it during that holiday break, shared it around. Appreciate it. I also wanted to mention that we're still on the race to 100 subscribers on YouTube. The Christmas show did good, though. The Christmas show gave us the biggest boost that we've had pretty much since we started. I think we got a good 12 or 13 newcomers on the subscriber page after the Christmas show. So we're only 30 away.
Not just elves either. Not Santa's elves either that were hopping on.
We're only like 30 away now, but we're on the race to 100 YouTube subscribers. So once we get there, we will be giving one lucky listener. We'll be doing a raffle here on the show, a $40 AMC gift card. So if you're someone that watches on the YouTube but hasn't subscribed, hasn't made an account, it takes 2 seconds, make an account, hit the subscribe button right below us. If you're someone that listens on Spotify or iTunes, just pop on over to YouTube for a second, hit that smash and subscribe button, and bang, you're instantly entered. That's all you got to do. Easy peasy.
So run that back one more time. What's the promotion we're running here?
All you got, so 100 YouTube subscribers. That's what we're trying to get to. We're at, I think we're at right around 70, 69, 68, something like that.
Nice.
Once we get to 100, we will be doing, we'll be printing out all the subscribers, get a list of them from YouTube, print the whole thing out, and we're going to do a raffle right here. We're going to pick one out. The winner gets a $40 AMC gift card.
Well, hey, double it down right now. I'm going to do a $40 gift card, too. We'll have 2 winners.
Oh, my God.
2 winners.
2 winners. 2 winners.
Smash that subscribe button right now.
Smash that subscribe button. I'll be promoting that all week now.
Stakes just got doubled.
That. The stakes just got doubled. I love it. I love it. Shout out to Los, my man. That's awesome news there. I'm back. There we go. So now we get 2 winners. You know what I'm saying? Now we got 2 out of 100 people. Just doubled your chances of winning just like that. What more can you ask for just smashing a little click button? You know what I mean? What could possibly be easier? But that's really all I wanted to get off the top. But now that we're there, let's start diving through. Like I said, I wanted to catch up with you guys first. Los, Seth, I don't know if you, Seth, maybe you want to start. I know we haven't talked to you in a while.
Yep.
We had Christmas break, a lot of new things coming out, a lot of things came to streaming. Was there anything that stood out to you in particular that you really liked?
It's funny. So I watched, I got like 5 like major movies that I was watching while we were gone, and like the rankings are like each one has its own individual ranking. So it was like fucking awesome, very good, somewhere in the middle, another one somewhere in the middle, and then just ugh.
Okay, a little bit of everything.
So like, yeah, there wasn't like, I didn't see, which I like. I think it's better off that way. More to talk about. Like it's 5 movies with its own individual category. I wouldn't put, I watched 5 awesome movies. Like no,
yeah.
Be honest with you, I didn't. There were a couple that didn't really do it for me. So if we want to get, I know we'll get into 2 of them actually in particular later on. So
let's save let's bookend
we'll save those 2.
Let's bookend those.
Yep. So actually, like right before here, I just got done watching Devotion, which was the Jonathan Majors movie. Takes place in the Korean War. It was very good. It's not, you think like, pilot movies, you may like immediately think Top Gun, but it's not the same movie at all. It's not the same. It's not like an action-paced movie or anything. They did have some very cool, war scenes with the Korean War. So it's more about like the characters themselves and their storyline, which like Jonathan Majors, again, I think we'll talk about it later on, but I just think if he hasn't already blown up,
I'm gonna check on that myself. That just came to streaming this week, so
yeah. So I watched on Paramount Plus. Yeah, so I watched that one on Paramount Plus. So that was the one that was it was very good.
Glenn Powell as well. Speaking of Top Gun, he was just Hangman in the most recent. Top Gun
he was good too. They're both a very good combination. So it was a good story. Like I said, like good characters. The one below that, I saw the Banshees of Inisherin. I can never Inisherin or something like that.
Irisham, I think.
It was getting
as well. I had that on my list.
It was getting just reviews that kind of just blew it out of the water.
Ridiculous reviews.
Yeah, I put it like somewhere in the middle. The storyline was very basic, which I ended up kind of liking a little bit more than I did at first. Like it's just a very simple story of like somebody, in both characters, like they're both in their lives, and all of a sudden one just kind of shuts off communication.
Yeah, best friends, doesn't want to be friends no more, just out of the blue.
Yeah,
and which is kind of cold. Like if all of a sudden like one of you guys was just like, I'm done with you, just like don't talk to me anymore tomorrow for no reason, I'd be like, what the fuck? I want to know what's going on too.
Yeah, and like the reasoning why, like I was watching the movie thinking like there was going to be a payoff at the end, and like they finally explained why they split up.
Yeah,
and it was just even deeper, just more of like you're just boring. Like,
yeah,
I don't like you anymore. Like you're just boring. And I was like,
so to me, I actually this is one that I checked out as well. It's funny you say that. Brendan Gleeson's character with Colin Farrell.
Mad Eye Moody.
Yep. He's bored with Colin Farrell, and honestly, I was like, the whole thing is centered around boredom. I was like, I'm kind of just bored with this movie. I was kind of bored. It ran kind of a little bit long. They were I thought Colin Farrell was good in it. His sister, who I wrote down her name as well, Kerry Condon. I thought she was good too. I liked the both of them. I thought they did like a good job in it, but like I said, I was just kind of bored with the whole movie. It was kind of just like, I don't know, too weird for me.
Yeah,
And
the friend was
I'm
good too.
What is
like,
it?
I thought the friend was pretty good too. He had kind of like
Kid
a
from the Eternals.
Yeah, he's Barry something.
Barry
he's
Keoghan.
the Joker too.
And that new,
The last Batman.
yeah, right at the end there.
Yeah. So I mean, he was good. I thought
liked
it
him in
was.
Eternals.
I thought it was funny too, but it definitely wasn't supposed to be funny. Like I don't know, the accent's just.
I think there was a little bit of a dark comedy aspect.
Yeah.
to it. I definitely think like you're not supposed to not laugh while watching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like without getting too much into it, when he says like, "If you talk to me anymore, like I'm cutting off my fingers."
Yeah. I was like, huh?
And the first time he does it, like he legitimately like
I
cuts
was
off
so,
his finger.
it was such a
and he's
random,
towards that.
like, yeah, it's such a crazy fucking threat. Like, I'm gonna cut off my fingers. Like,
Yeah.
Why?
And like,
Why
no,
would you do
and
that?
like as you're watching it, you're like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
Yes.
wow, holy shit! Like he
Fucking did.
he really fucking did. Like it's like that was wild. The accents just cracked me up. I don't know, just the old like Irish accents and stuff were just wicked funny. Like I was saying, when like you had to have subtitles on.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
the
I
biggest
wouldn't
thing.
have understood half what the fuck they were saying without the subtitles.
So when they're saying like fucking or whatever, they say like fecking, and
Yeah,
it's-
they
it
even,
literally like words it out.
Yeah,
In the closed caption.
subtitle. I noticed that too. Feckin.
I thought that was very funny.
That was
Like
I
Colin
noticed
Farrell,
that
just
too.
his character was like my favorite. Like he was just a very good role in that movie. Like I think if you're feeling that it's a boring movie, like I think he did his job as a character. His character
Yeah,
was like pretty
maybe.
fucking boring overall.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're just a boring guy. But
I mean, at the same time though, they're on some little fucking island in Ireland. They're in fucking like what is it? I don't even know what year. It's like early. They say it at the beginning, but it's fucking.
yeah, it's like the early like 1920s.
All right, so there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, how exciting can you really be?
Right.
Every single person
How
on
many
the
people
island went
do
to
you-
the same pub
do you
every
meet?
single day. Yeah, exactly.
Right,
You just
yeah.
you're living the same life every single day.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's kind of hard to be super exciting in
Yeah.
that setting. You know what I mean?
So like I said, that one was just kind of like in the middle. I didn't really like it too much at first, but giving it some thought, I boosted it up to that's like right in the middle for me. I don't think I go out of my way to see it again. to be honest.
No, I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
and
watch
I also
it.
feel like if you don't catch up and watch it, you're not missing much. It's not.
It's just crazy to me because it got so much love. Like people, like,
It
they got
did,
nominated for so many. Like Colin Farrell, like almost everybody that's in it got nominated for whether it's supporting or lead.
yeah. I could see a couple of nominations, but not any awards.
I
don't think.
I don't know. To me, it came off as one of those movies that people like want. Like they say they want to like it so that they can fucking be like cool and artsy. You know what I mean? They just want.
Yeah,
they
right.
want to like it. So
Yeah.
they go into it liking it.
And I'm more of I think we're both in the. I'd rather just have a little bit more simple role of more entertainment during
Yeah,
the movie.
exactly.
If I'm that makes me a simpleton, then
So be it.
So be it.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good way to put it. I was just a little bit like, there's got to be. I was waiting for like you said, when at first I thought there was going to be like some event that maybe he found out about. That
big
happened.
payoff or something.
Nothing. It was
Nah.
just like absolutely. I was like, all right, I don't know. It just wasn't. It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
it wasn't for me. I didn't love it. I had it like a low 7.
Yeah,
7-1.
that's a good call. Los, what do you got?
The only thought I had there was when you were saying, Nick, when you were comparing, like saying that people like a movie just to say that they like it. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
nothing strikes that hard than Manchester by the Sea for me.
Okay.
That movie, I don't know.
I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying.
Everybody was like, "Oh, you see Manchester by the Sea?" I'm like, "Yeah, that movie stunk."
Yeah. No, I there was some of that same vibes. I actually feel like I think that's a good comparison to be honest.
Oh, you're unsophisticated swine. That's what I'd be told.
Yeah.
It was like a movie too that you could kind of tell that they wrote it. I think with the intentions of winning awards
I definitely think so.
and not trying to like blow the audience out of the water. I think they were trying to get some awards in there, whether it was like screenplay. Like I said, I can see Colin Farrell, the Mad-Eye Moody getting some nominations, supporting actor. I don't think it'll win, but yeah, again, I put it somewhere in the middle. Another one in the middle we'll talk about later, so I'll skip that one. And then Elvis fucking didn't do it for me at all.
Oh man! All right.
I didn't like Elvis at all. I didn't,
Really? All right.
like my biggest gripe was that like I watched Bohemian Rhapsody and it was very simple. It was a biopic about Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
And like I see
I hated Bohemian Rhapsody.
I see the trailers and stuff for Whitney Houston's movie.
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
that's
all right,
right.
that looks pretty clear cut.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a
yeah.
biopic about Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
This one, it was like it didn't know what it was doing. It was like it was kind of a biopic on Elvis, but then it was also about his manager and how he like fucked everything up, and like they portrayed his manager as such a bad guy.
I mean, Tom Hanks is the only part of the movie I didn't enjoy. I actually really loved the movie. I just hated Tom Hanks.
Oh my god, he was insufferable.
Yeah, he was really bad. I thought it was. I said it was his worst performance I've ever seen. It's the worst.
Yeah, it's flat out like it's not like his character was bad or like you watch movies and what's the intent where like they make the character hateful so that you hate it watching it.
Yeah, no.
This wasn't this. This was just flat out like your fucking makeup looked terrible. Mm-hmm. Your accent was terrible.
His accent was awful.
I literally couldn't focus while you were on the screen, like while watching it, because you just like
taken away from you.
You stunk up the room like the entire time, like while you're on screen.
I can see that.
So it drove me crazy. If it was just strictly, I think the Austin Butler, the guy who played Elvis, like fantastic.
I was just gonna
fantastic job.
I was going to let you finish, but as bad as I thought Tom Hanks was in that movie, I thought Austin Butler shined just as hard.
Yeah,
almost balance it out.
Fantastic job. And then since afterwards, I was watching a couple like videos, like the scene where he's singing "If I Can Dream."
Yes.
So I watched the original like Elvis video, and you could put these side by side, and it is fucking like 100%. It is like by the like every move that Elvis does, like everything So he was phenomenal. Yeah. He did a great job.
They said he was very, very intense on like in the shooting of that movie. They said that he was very like fucking.
You could definitely tell. It was just more of like I said. The movie it wasn't just strictly a biopic on Elvis. It like didn't know what it was doing. I get what you're saying. So that's where it lost me.
Yeah, I enjoyed Elvis quite a lot, except for like I said, Tom Hanks really took it away. But I thought Austin Butler fucking killed it, man. And the performance pieces were awesome. I liked Elvis. I liked it a lot. And Austin Butler is right up there for me as far as best performances this year. That was right up there.
You should get one. Yeah.
There are a couple of other guys that are up there that I really liked. Actually, one of them we're going to talk about a little bit tonight. Obviously, I never totally agree with what they do in Hollywood because they're very pretentious and they always pick these not subpar, but random kind of movies, and they get all like, for instance, the one like I think it was one that won last year. It was Coda. Did you watch Coda?
No, I don't think so.
Coda was a totally good movie. I really, really enjoyed it. I've seen that movie like 50 times though.
Same premise.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is a coming of age movie. It just happens to be with a deaf family.
Yeah.
I was like, it's just a different spin on the same story. I was like, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's a good movie. I really liked it. I was like, it's also my kind of movie. You know what I'm saying? It's right up my alley. I love that kind of shit. But I was like, I was stunned when everyone was like, this is like, they have a pitch for the year. I was like, it happens sometimes. I feel like people just get caught up in these certain things. But
like Academy Awards and stuff. I feel like the biopic ones are kind of tough to win. Like I don't think I'd have to look it up, but I don't think like Rami Malek won for Freddie Mercury.
I think he did.
Did he? Yeah.
I think Sami Relic did win. I thought. I could be
I'd
wrong
have to look
about
it up.
that, but I thought Sami Relic did win.
But just the way, like, it's a perfect example of what we were just talking about. Like in the Academy Awards, like Colin Farrell would probably win for Best Actor in Banshees of Inisherin before Austin Butler would win for.
That's crazy.
And I just think that's wrong.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy to me.
But I
liked Colin Farrell in the movie, but it was just like, to me, it was just, they're doing two different things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I hear you. I do know how that's happened to me before, where certain people just take away the entire experience from me whenever they're on screen.
And it was
thankfully, like I said, that's whenever I was able to get past. Is that right for you?
Yeah, that's really all I had. Just those 5 major ones, and
gotcha. We're gonna come back to 2 of them.
Yeah.
Los, is there anything we haven't talked to you in a while? Actually, you know what else I wanted to ask both you guys about was I wanted to get both you guys' thoughts on White Lotus. I haven't talked to you since the finale. One of the best intro songs of all time.
That's the best part of White Lotus.
Dude, every week, every single week, I'd be pumping my fist. I'd be going nuts.
Hey, it might be up there with Ballers. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, it's different. It's incredible.
It's different, but I love it.
It's incredible.
Nothing gets me fucking going than the intro to fucking White Lotus.
Couldn't agree more. But yeah, like I said, we've been covering most of those episodes. You were away for the finale. What did you think of the ending? How'd you like it?
I did enjoy it. So the more the more I thought about it afterwards, and this could just be maybe just conspiracy theory, but I think the takeaway I got was that I think Daphne and her husband, I think like they came to the island. Their only goal was to kind of rekindle the flames between Aubrey Plaza and her husband. I think that's kind of what they do. I think they both know what's going on in their own lives, and I think it's their goal to kind of,
definitely know.
I don't want to say like matchmaker, but I think it's their goal in life to kind of rekindle relationships that they can tell like the flame is dying out.
That's an interesting take.
So that was the biggest takeaway I got. But besides that, I had more of a focus on the storyline that I didn't think it was gonna have the most, but it was like. It was one of those like it was funny, but not meant to be funny. It was just how Jennifer Coolidge died.
I think there was some comedy in it in that.
Oh man, it was
I mean, she was great, man.
Just dive in the water and swim to the boat. Over.
I couldn't believe it when that happened in that final episode. Holy shit!
It's like pause. I had to pause from laughing so hard.
Yeah, that and her getting the gat and just going. Fucking
her facial expression when she pulls she's coming out of the room and she's just like her eyes are barely open, fucking just waving that thing around. I was dying. Would you guys like the season overall though? Season 2?
I liked season 2 more than I liked season 1, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree as well.
Yeah, I totally agree too.
Yeah,
like every storyline payoff I didn't dislike. Like
you were a big fan of Lucille, like we were.
That was awesome.
Girl, she got her money. She got it out of there. And she was working with that guy the whole time.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Come on, man! What a season for her.
And then to even make it a separate, like an extra step, and to have him and Portia at the end, like they were like, "Oh, how was your trip?" And they talked about it, and they were like, "Can I get your phone number?" like they both kind of knew that they fucked up. Like I thought that was a nice little tie-in at the end. So every single storyline I was a big fan of, and it kept my attention. So yeah, I did. I really enjoyed it.
Nice. Lewis, is there anything else that you would checked out that you wanted to chirp in or no?
I'm good, baby. Keep it rolling.
All right, I had a couple I just wanted to bang through. I got one movie. I actually had two, but Banshees was one of them. The other one I checked out was Spielberg's The Fabelmans, which I actually liked quite a bit. You actually mentioned movies that were made just to win awards. This was definitely one of those movies, and I still liked it. This was Spielberg. Definitely, you could tell this one was kind of personal for him. But he did a really good job with it. Really good performances. Michelle Williams was really good. Paul Dano was really good. Seth Rogen stunk, but everybody else was good. The kid, fucking Gabriel LaBelle, he's the main character. They did a good job. I really enjoyed it. And I feel like I did enjoy it a lot because it was something that I could relate to in a lot of scenes. Like there's a couple scenes where the kids they show him just literally watching a movie, watching on the big screen. He's captivated, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can tell there's nothing else going on in the world. And I was like, I can relate to that, you know what I mean? Like that's why I'm doing this show right now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's like how sometimes I am when I'm watching movies even now. I was like
29 years old.
We were watching Avatar, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, going back to Seth Rogen, did Seth Rogen stink because his like acting and everything was terrible, or was it just like you're just a fat stoner from Pineapple Express? So you take on this serious role, and I can't buy it.
It wasn't. I don't know, because he's been in a couple of other things that I've seen lately that weren't necessarily funny. Like he was in that Pam and Tommy show.
Yeah.
He was in that.
Yeah,
and he wasn't like funny, but he was kind of in a way sometimes a little funny. So like I've seen him in a couple things lately. I don't know, but he just didn't. He didn't fit. He was weird in it. His role was kind of weird in it too.
Yeah.
Which that's not his fault. It's the role that he was booked to play. No matter what, the role's weird. You know what I mean? But I don't know. He was one of the things that I didn't like about the movie.
Yeah. I'm interjecting right here. I'm out on Seth Rogen officially.
Yeah, I'm kind of out on myself.
I'm done with him.
If
he's gone too far, and I don't like him no more. You were funny when you were the fat stoner, Seth. That's what I liked him at. His brain, a fat stoner. That's all I want you as. I don't need you.
So you're out on these. You're out on him expanding his like acting. Trying to expand his acting.
Yeah,
But if he goes back to if they come out with Pineapple Express 2,
with catch my ass in the theater, big tub of popcorn, smile on my face, high as hell. I wouldn't go see that.
Right. All right. So it's not completely Seth Rogen out.
He's a wild follow on Twitter. He's fucking. Politics broke his brain. Man.
He's sold out on his boy. I understand. James Franco might have done some not so great things, but he just completely abandoned his boy, hung him out to dry. Doesn't even talk to him anymore. It's outrageous.
Yeah.
You never do that. Hey, if one of you guys did something that I was like, oh shit, you probably shouldn't have done that, would I just excommunicate you and never talk to you again for the rest of my life? No. Not even close.
That's what Banshees did just because they were born.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen, I'm out on him.
You're fucking boring.
But Fabelmans, like I said, I enjoyed it. And Spielberg still got it, man. I mean, I thought, like I said, this was just a good movie to me. It wasn't like anything that was like over the top exciting and stuff. It's not for everybody. I'll say that. Yeah. This is not a movie that everyone's gonna like. Steph, for instance, she didn't like it. She said it was very, very boring to her. But I don't know. I liked it. It starts off as like a very family drama and gets into a little more of the coming of age kind of thing as the kid grows up a little bit more. But I enjoyed it. I said low 8s for me. You know what I mean? Like an 8.2, 8.3, something like that. But I liked it. Not on streaming yet, but I think it'll be coming soon. That was the other movie. And then a couple of shows that I caught up on that I wanted to mention real quick. One of them I loved. I'll start with this because I loved it as my favorite one, and it's also one that didn't come out this year. It's something that I just stumbled upon. We talked a lot about coming of age things. I checked out 2019. It was on Hulu. It's called Looking for Alaska. It's written by the same guy, John Green. He wrote the Fault of Our Stars book, which is the Shailene Woodley movie, the one where she's sick, which was also very good. Super sad movie. Yeah, but it was good. But he wrote this one as well, and it was like 8 episodes long, and I friggin' burned through it in just over 24 hours. I fucking loved it. I mean, like I said, it's right up my alley. You know what I mean? It's that coming of age shit. But basically, like this kid in Florida, he's friggin' kind of, a little bit of a weirdo, doesn't have a ton of friends. His parents are kind of weird and stuff. He's like, all right, I got to fucking try to figure out something else to do with my life kind of thing.
Need a new gig.
Yeah. Turns out his dad actually went to a high school prep school, like in Alabama. That's kind of like this outdoorsy kind of school, wicked cool looking school. I fucking would have signed up. So he ends up going to that same school. Yep. Instantly, like, meets his roommate, which is this kid called they call him the Colonel. Awesome nickname, and he's the man, too. Fucking kid's the man.
Yeah, your nickname's the Colonel.
Yeah.
Big shoes to fill.
And then he introduces him to like his 2 other friends. One's this girl named Alaska, and then this other kid. I can't even think of his name. I can't even think of it. It wasn't a cool nickname like the rest of them. They called him his actual name. But they end up becoming friends. So it's like first romance. He's falling for Alaska. Obviously, your first real friends for the first time. He starts they're kind of like almost not the tough kids, but like they smoke cigarettes and shit. These kids smoke cigarettes the whole show, nonstop. Right. They're just ripping butts.
So it's not like they're like the generic high school losers.
No.
Yeah,
definitely
that's
not.
cool.
Especially like the Colonel's like the top of the class there. Like he's like the smartest kid there.
Oh, all right, I like that.
Yeah,
that's different.
And they have like almost this little ongoing prank war with like the rich kids. They call them like the Weekday Warriors. I think their name is. They like make fun of them. That's their name for them. But they're kind of like the rich snobby kids, and they had like this constant prank battle that's going on. So that was fun and entertaining and shit.
Yeah, I'm sure you had some good pranks during that.
Yeah. And then something, that's why it's all called Looking for Alaska. Unfortunately, something happens with Alaska, and then it's kind of them dealing with the fallout. So the show takes place like in 2 times, but like before the incident and after the incident. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I fucking loved it. Right away, I ordered the book on Amazon, so I'm going to be diving into that too. But that I really, really, really liked if you're into that kind of thing. From there, 2 Netflix shows. Second season of Ginny and Georgia, which I know neither of you guys are in on, but I loved the first season. Second season was fine. I still enjoyed it. I'll be there for season 3, but definitely wasn't as good as the first season. Way too much Ginny, who I told Los is hands down my least favorite television character since Monica on Shameless. I hated Monica with all my fucking heart and soul. Yeah. She's awful. I hated Monica with all my heart and soul. I literally screamed in celebration when she died here. We were watching this episode live. I don't know if you guys were here for that.
Yeah, I do remember that. It was wicked.
I went nuts, man. I could not stand that woman.
That was really funny.
There was a few other ones that were up there. Juice is another one from Sons of Anarchy that was up there. Couldn't stand Tim. Tara. Oh, man, I hated Tara for Sons of Anarchy, too. She was another one. But I fucking hate Ginny, and there was a ton of her this season. Not enough of the side characters who are actually why I really love the show. Like Street from fucking Friday Night Lights is in it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Streeter's in it. She's like,
he kind of smells, too. Not going to lie.
What is it?
Just saying. Streeter.
What about him?
Kind of smells.
Oh, I love him in that show. I mean, he's got definitely this season. He was kind of playing like he's playing like that new stepdad role. He's like supposed to be overbearing and shit, but I love him. And he ended up being a badass at the end. The season did finish strong. I wish the rest of the season was as good as the finale, because the finale actually fucking banged. So I do have still hopes for that show going forward.
You can't take anything that I say about that show for face value either, because I've seen very little of it.
Yeah, I would say that show is definitely not made for us, but I'm a sucker for any of that high school, young adult, coming of age shit like that. High school kids fucking up doing dumb stuff. I love it. I can't get enough of it.
One thing you can take at face value though is that Ginny stinks.
She's awful. She is so unlikable, man. And I honestly,
that's just fact.
I'm so glad that it's not just me too, because like I check out so many shows, like everything on social media. And there's every character has a fan base. Even like the shittiest characters have like a little corner of the internet that have a fan base. Nobody likes this girl. Every single tweet, if you like fucking search her name, is just negative. Is it
meant to be like that though? Like, is she doing a good job?
No, I don't know, man.
Yeah, like she's meant to have a fan base, and
I think so. Actually, yeah, I think so.
It's like I don't know.
I don't know who wrote this. I don't know.
But
because at least if everybody thinks you stink, I would think like, wow, clearly they wrote it for them to stink and for everybody to not like them.
Yeah.
But,
she's just
that was their intentions to get a little fan base.
Unappreciative. It's like unbelievably stunning how unappreciative of a human she is.
Just whiny.
Whiny,
That's how I describe it. Like nobody wants to
whiny.
watch a show.
No.
And then you just have somebody who whines constantly.
Yeah.
I whine enough during my fucking 9 to 5. Let alone.
No kidding.
I don't want to watch somebody else whine.
But like I said, I'll be there with season 3. This one too, they took so long for the plot. Like honestly, the plot for the season didn't even like start actually going in until I think the very end of episode 6, and a 10 episode arc.
You know how I feel about that.
It was like all right, we introduced like the problem for the season basically came in at the end of episode 6. Just like Jesus.
Yeah, you know those major red flags for me.
Yeah.
I don't like those at all.
Yeah. So that one wasn't as good as season 1, but like I said, I'll be there for season 3. The next one I checked out on Netflix was Kaleidoscope, like new heist show, and it had that new spin on it. The whole thing that they were building their thing upon was that you could watch the episodes in any order and still get like the whole story basically. And my first thought was like, dude, we have not mastered television enough. Like we have so many bad shows out there. We have not come far enough where we should be trying to fucking reinvent the wheel for television. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure out how I was going to watch it with Steph. We ended up just going in chronological order, which I'm very glad that we did because I honestly have no idea how you could have followed this show at all if you hadn't watched it in chronological.
It has to play though because I don't know. We'll get into it, but it has to play. And I'll tell my story.
Right?
I haven't finished it yet, but my brother and I were hanging out one day the past week, and he threw it on, and we watched a few episodes together, and I was enjoying it. But I talked to you about it, and you said you could watch it in any order. I was like, no way. I was like, the order that we put it on is the way that it was meant to be watched, but clearly it wasn't because it shuffles up for everybody. So it was that for that reason alone, I was impressed. I was like, holy shit, that blows my mind.
You know what this seems like to me? This seems like a Reddit thing. This seems like somebody on Reddit comes out with a thing that says like, this is why, this is the order that you need to watch it in, and this is why. Yeah, I think if you hopped on Reddit and you started going down like the rabbit hole of Reddit, people are gonna come up with different like orders.
Yeah,
and,
Netflix did everyone like randomized. That's why like I don't think so. Those I'm guessing wasn't in a chronological order like we were. It was probably some randomized. But
because you told me that Netflix just randomly shuffles the order of episodes for everybody, correct?
Yeah.
And so,
everyone
what are the odds that me and you watched the first 4 episodes of the series in the same order?
What do you mean they shuffled the episodes?
So like you know when you open up a thing on Netflix, right, and it'll like it'll say
season 1 episode 1,
and it says season 1 episode 1, season 1 episode 2.
Yeah,
like that order was randomized for every Netflix account except for the last episode's always called. So all the episodes are called.
You just hit play and it's just. If we start from the top, I'm watching episode 5, you're watching episode 2.
Sure, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think we're thinking outside the box too much on this one.
Yeah.
Nice try, good effort.
Yeah, it was.
We're thinking outside the box a little too much on this one.
I feel like I would have been so fucking like lost had I not watched it. I would have been like, who's like? Because some characters on like in certain episodes and shit. So it's like I would have had no idea who anybody was. I would have been like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I went through it the way I went through. Like I said, chronologically, and it was fine. To me, it was something that was kind of forgettable. I usually like heist shit too, but this one just was. I don't know. Had a lot of fluff in it. There was like a couple of episodes I could have done like completely without entirely. One of them, I think it was the Orange episode. It focuses heavily on like the FBI cop that's like kind of trying to chase them down. And I didn't care about her character like at all. I was like, I'm here for a heist show. I want to watch the heist team. I want to watch their preparations. I want to watch the heist itself. Whenever that stuff was going on, I was into the show and it was good and it was entertaining and stuff like that. But overall, like I said, it was just, to me, it was kind of forgettable. It's something I don't know if I'll ever go back and rewatch. Maybe if I do, I'll rewatch it in like a different order or some shit like that. But I don't
do you have a choice now that you watched it all? Or is it every time you hit
so
play, you're just going to get...
You could have gone in and you could have put on whatever episode you wanted to. So like that's what I did.
Okay.
So for instance, I went and I found people that had already watched the show.
Yeah.
And they had like the actual chronological order of the episodes, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So every episode starts off with whatever color it says, this is whatever, like this is the blue episode.
Yeah.
And then it'll also say whatever it is before or after the heist. So it'd be like 3 months before the heist,
Yeah.
5 days after the heist, the morning after the heist, 6 months before the heist, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So every episode's different, and you can obviously, like we said, jump around if you wanted to.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know.
I think we're trying too hard on this.
Yeah, I don't know. like I said, I don't know how like the ending is supposed to be. Like to me, like again, I watched chronologically. So say like to me, the last episode was the farthest point after the heist. You know what I'm saying? So that's when we leave all of our characters. Which to me is an ending.
Sure.
So that's what I'm going to call the ending.
Right.
That would be the Pink episode. I did not like the ending. To me, I thought it was a lackluster ending, to say the least. The heist episode itself, which I believe was White, was really good. That episode was pretty damn good. And there was another one, I think it was right before that. I think it was Blue. That was kind of like the preparation episode. That was really good, too.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So some of it was good, but like I said, I don't know if it's something I'll ever go back to and rewatch. But the last thing I had before we dove into our 2023 preview was actually a show that I was pretty surprised by just because it got such good reviews. So I checked it out. And I like it. It's Tulsa King, Sylvester Stallone. He is basically gets out. He said he spent 25 years in jail he was in the mafia in New York, working for a family. Got caught in the crime. Didn't rat. Spent 25 years. He's out. And now
all this you could tell me is Sylvester Stallone's life, and I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, he's perfect for the role. You can tell he's having fun with it too, because there is like, while it is like a mafia show and stuff, there's definitely some corniness to it, but it's like it works. You know what I'm saying? Like it's Sylvester Stallone, so it works. He was meant for this role, but he ends up basically kind of once he gets back, he gets out of jail and stuff, and he's like, all right, you know, like I'm here, fucking I'm back. You know what I mean? I just thinking almost kind of thinking like Goodfellas. You know what I mean? The kid gets out of jail, and he gets a huge celebration.
Yeah,
he doesn't get that. He gets more like the cold shoulder. They end up sending him to fucking Tulsa, Oklahoma to set up shop down there.
Sounds awful.
Dude, that's where like the first episode kind of starts. Like that's how it starts off. It's pretty funny. It's pretty entertaining. The guy that wrote Yellowstone, Taylor Sheridan, who's also, you watched Sons, didn't you?
Yeah.
He's the from the earlier seasons. He's the cop that ends up getting ran over at the funeral. He like works.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's Taylor Sheridan. So he writes Yellowstone. He also wrote this show. But it's got that same vibe almost as Sons has a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like playful seriousness, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about from Sons, so I can picture it.
But I'm liking it. The finale's this week coming up. I'm enjoying it though. Sylvester Stallone's good in it, and his relationship with his driver is my favorite part of the show. This young black kid, they're very funny together. The two of them play together so well. The driver's my favorite character. I love him. If anything happens to him, I'd be very upset. I'm gonna be very, very upset. He's awesome. Andrea Savage is in it as well, which you know her. She's a comedian. She's got a couple of different things. She's been in a couple of movies too. Like for instance, you know in Step Brothers, she is the psychiatrist.
Oh, okay.
That's Andrea Savage.
Like Dale falls for her.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, that's her. But she's in this as well, and she ends up kind of hooking up with Sylvester Stallone a couple times. It's very funny. After the first time, she's like, just out of curiosity, like, you know, like, how old exactly are you? Like, I know you're older than me. Like, and he's like, oh, how old do you think I am? And she's like, 62. And then he kind of like doesn't answer and kind of brushes it off the rug, and she responds back, she's like, but no, seriously, how old are you? Add another dime to that. She's like, 72. What the fuck? Like,
another dime.
This can never happen ever again. Yeah. But the finale's coming up for this week for that. I'm looking forward to it. I'm enjoying the show. I'm surprised, like I said, the reviews are really good, and so many people keep asking me if I watched it, if I'm liking it, but it's good. I like it. But like I said, it's got a little bit of that corniness factor to it, so I'm like almost surprised that so many people like it. But
it's good on Stallone too. Like this, Tom Hanks needs to learn from Stallone on how to be on the back end of your career.
Yeah,
and still come out with good stuff. Let me tell you, Tom Hanks.
He was unbelievable in Creed. He got snubbed not being nominated for supporting actor in the first Creed movie. He was awesome in that movie.
Tom Hanks is losing it.
Hey, you either die a hero or you live to see yourself become the villain, right?
There you go. That's right. Shout out to the Joker. It's a good quote right there. Speaking of Creed, I can't believe that. I'm stunned by that. You're gonna have to watch Creed 1 and 2 because you're going to Creed with me. You're absolutely going to Creed with me. Which brings us to 2023 preview. Speaking of things that are coming out. 2023 year preview. We're going to kind of just go month by month. I got a whole bunch of things. A couple of months. The beginning month's a little bit more filled out, obviously, because, you know, they're coming up soon, so we have more set dates. Later on in the year, it gets a little bit thinner, but we have a couple of things that are undated as well. But I think we could just run through it, talk about some things that we're interested in, not interested in, maybe cover some, but mention some things we're going to do in more depth for the
some
show.
Things that aren't here.
Yeah,
I got some things.
Yeah. By all means, I got a lot. So let's start off. We got January. Even though we're already in it, I only have two things for this month in particular. Both shows. One of them is starting on Friday. It is season 4 of a show that me and Los watch. It's M. Night Shyamalan's The Servant on Apple TV.
That one's still going on. Jeez,
it's the last season starting.
I remember
Friday.
living here, and you guys were still watching it. Wow.
It's not a great show, but
it's a slow build up.
Yeah,
oh my lord!
Slow build up, and we're on season 4.
It is a slow burn.
It honestly, it's a weird show because the first few seasons I watched, I fucking couldn't stand. I was like, this show is so boring, but I still watched it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was like just enough, just a little more, so you were like, give me a little more, and it would be a slow burn. And then finally, the last season actually picked up, and it started getting actually interesting. And so I'm all in. I'm ready for this season, but it was a lot to get there.
I don't know if you checked out the trailer, but the trailer does look like it's going to be picked up even more. It looks like business is really about to pick up. Yeah.
So I love it. Let's
go, please.
But I think when he says,
it's very tough to get through the first few seasons. So it's not tough. It gives you, just like I said, gives you just enough to want to watch the next episode, and then.
I think it'd be tougher if you're binging it, to be honest. Like, we watched it week to week from the start, and like Lo said, he nailed it perfectly. Like, every week they give you just a little nibble that makes you want to come back. Just a little tiny bit on the bone, and you want to keep coming back. But if you were binging it, I have a feeling that it might kind of run stale.
If I was binging that show,
if you're gonna watch it, you almost want to, like, if you're gonna go back and watch, almost just like watch an episode a night or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Just keep coming back one day at a time, little by little. That might be better.
Hey, this is me writing a letter to the producer of that show after binge watching 2 straight seasons of that, because that would just be rough.
Yeah. I feel like you might lose interest, but I don't know. I'm still, like you said, I'm still here. I don't know. It's fucking.
It's definitely worth the payoff, 100%. If you're looking for something to watch that's a little different, exactly. Yeah. That's a great avenue to go.
Yeah, it's M. Night, baby. M. Night's cooking. And the other thing is something that we've mentioned quite a bit. Starts on Sunday. The Last of Us coming January 15th. I saw this morning through the first 27 critic reviews that people got early screenings of, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes so far.
Love that.
I mentioned earlier a few months ago when HBO executives got the pilot that they were, like, they left the room supposedly like ecstatic. Like, they were all in. Like, they were like, this is something that we're going to build around going forward in HBO for the next couple of years. And I feel like they've been promoting the shit out of it, which I think goes to back that. I've been seeing it all over the place constantly. Yeah. I couldn't be more excited for this show. I love the games. I'm a huge fan. I'm very, 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 very excited for this. It's the show that I'm most excited for this year, and it comes right out of the gate.
Nice. And it seems like a lot of the, HBO, Netflix, Hulu, whatever, like, they don't have to promote it right now. Like, if they can easily, it seems like, cut the cord on a lot of things season 1.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, like, they don't have to go out of their way to put so much publicity into it. So if they are, it means that like you said, they truly believe in it.
Yeah.
They don't have to force it down people's throats.
Yeah.
They could easily, like I said, just have it come out, and if it doesn't do well, just cut the cord on season 1.
I've been following this show since like day 1 development, and every single thing I have seen has made me feel positive. Made me feel like I'm gonna be like okay, like it's okay to be excited because
we got you. They're like, we got you.
Yeah, man. It fucking, like, I've seen a bunch of, like, overhead drone shots of, like, the sets and stuff.
Yeah.
And dude, they turn fucking streets into war zones, bro.
Yeah.
Like, this show, like, they close down whole sections of cities for this show. It's fucking. It looks awesome, man.
Yeah.
It fucking looks incredible, and I'm very, very excited for it. Like I said, most anticipated show this year for me, and that's right out of the gate.
5 days from now.
That's one we're definitely going to be, I'm going to be doing recaps for every single week.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't know how many of those we're going to have this year because the Marvel slate for shows is very, we know a couple shows that are definitely coming this year, but we have no dates for anything.
Yeah.
I have all those. I saved them all for the end.
Yep.
I have, like, rough, like, time periods, spring, summer, fall, but that's about it.
It seems like they're shuffling things around now right now, too. With, like, the shows, movies. Like, I saw something on Doctor Strange. They're trying to greenlight Doctor Strange 3 before Secret Wars comes out.
No shit, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so they're trying to push for that. So I think there's still, in terms of Marvel, still a lot of, like, moving parts going on this year, and
I definitely think
going forward.
I mentioned it to you guys, but Echo is a show that's supposed to be coming. It was possibly this year. Now it got changed to going to be a series. And then supposedly it was going to maybe be a show again, and it was completely basically up in the air and turmoil.
Who the fuck cares?
But yeah, I agree. I usually I can get excited for basically any MCU project, and that was the one for me where I was like, I don't care at all.
No.
Echo did nothing for me, and I know the Kingpin was going to be heavily involved in it, and I've made my opinions pretty clear on it. I cannot you know what you were saying about Tom Hanks and fucking Elvis?
Yeah.
That's
right.
how
He takes
I
away
feel
from it. Yeah.
about the
That's
Kingpin.
brutal.
He takes away from
Yeah.
everything else that's going on to me. It fucking sucks the life out of me. But those are the only two that I had for January, but I'm excited for both those.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how The Servant ends and wraps up. We have another thing coming up next, now that I think about it. February 3rd, Knock at the Cabin, M. Night Shyamalan's newest project, which, if you've seen the trailer, looks pretty fucking creepy. I'm into this. This looks fucking good. Dave Bautista, which
Dave Bautista has, I think, in my opinion, solidified himself as the best transition from WWE to acting.
As you're saying, as
actual
skill,
actual acting ability.
100%. I agree with you. I agree with you
You pretty much got to put it.
I agree.
You know, for the most part, you get a couple mixed in, but you got The Rock, John Cena, and Batista.
Yep.
I think Batista's way, like, if it wasn't for Peacemaker, John Cena probably wouldn't even be on that. But
John Cena has this weird comedic.
I got a hot take for you. I got a hot take for you.
Oh boy. I'll say John Cena to me has a weird comedic ability. It's like
He
a
does.
timing thing. It's something about him.
yeah,
It's not that like he's funny, but he almost knows how to be funny, if that makes any sense.
Right.
He knows what to do in the
Yeah.
right moments and stuff that makes it funny. It's weird.
I haven't seen a single thing that he's done yet that hasn't been hilarious.
John Cena?
Name me one.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's what I was saying. I like Cena.
Like,
I think
he's
The Rock's the
hilarious. I
biggest,
don't know what else to
movie
say.
star.
I actually hot take. It wasn't necessarily him, but I think The Rock out of them three is the least talented actor out of the three, which is wild.
honestly,
yeah.
I'd
I
agree.
love you, mean it, but
I'd probably agree.
really is. Dave Bautista's got the widest range out of all three of them.
Batista's good.
For sure.
Batista's good.
Like, he looks like he's going to be good in this one, too.
Yeah, he's got a couple projects this year. We know that he's going to be back in Dune 2, and he's going to be in a much bigger capacity. That's a movie we're going to be talking about very soon. The countdown is on 296 days as of today.
Yep. And he's
Quick, baby, coming quick.
he's put Marvel on, like, you know, he's kind of like closed the chapter on Marvel, it seems like. So
Sad, yeah.
he's going to be putting more
of
of an effort into what he's doing. So good for Batista. Go Batista.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited for that. I always I will give any M. Night Shyamalan movie a chance, because when they're good, they're fucking great. You know what I mean? But boy, when
It's
they're
one
bad,
spectrum. Yeah, it's one spectrum or the other.
At least you go into the movie knowing it's going to be something different, you know.
Yeah,
Every
like-
time.
You're not walking into a reboot of some movie you've seen,
Yeah, no,
a
that's
50
true.
times.
That's
It's
true.
going to be something that you're going to be like,
But you're
it could be
getting-
good, could be bad.
Yeah.
You're either getting like The Village or Signs, or you're getting The Happening.
Yeah, I didn't like The Village.
Like,
but I
there's
get
no
what you're saying.
Village was okay. Signs I love. But
Signs I love. Signs
like, you're
I
either
love.
getting Signs or you're getting the fucking Happening with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah,
You know,
the
like,
guy did The Sixth Sense. I mean, come on.
swing and a miss. So, like, down he goes.
Yeah. I actually we watched it together. I liked the last one there, Old, the beach one. That was good.
No,
I
that was a
thought
good. That was a good movie too. If you haven't seen Old, definitely throw it on. It's a 2-hour movie. You'll like it though.
Yeah, that one was a good one. I really liked that one. We're going to be talking about a movie later on. We're going to be closing out with a review that's not by M. Night Shyamalan, but it might be the most M. Night Shyamalan vibe movie I've ever fucking seen in my entire life.
Thought it was until I saw the credits.
No shit, right? Yeah, no kidding.
I was like,
If
oh,
were
I thought
going-
you were being serious.
No kidding. Oh, yeah. February, like I said, we had that February 3rd, Knock at the Cabin, M. Night Shyamalan. I'm very excited for that. Then we go to one that I know Los is going to be excited about. I'm excited about it as well. We have the return of Joe and You, Season 4, coming to Netflix. Part 1, they're doing that Stranger Things split. They're doing the Part 1 of the season February 9th, and then Part 2 on March 9th, a month later. I don't know how I feel about that. Stranger Things, I feel like it kind of worked because Stranger Things is such a big show that, like, especially this last season, there was so much going on and shit that I feel like it was nice to have a little bit of a break to talk about things and let shit digest. But You, I feel like, is like,
It's just dumb in my opinion. You know what made Netflix huge?
yeah.
It's the fact that you can binge
Are you
watch
still
the
watching?
shows.
Are you
the
still
shows
watching?
themselves up until now. Don't get me wrong. Now they're actually coming out with some high quality shows because they have the money and they're pumping into it. When Netflix was at its early stages, their shows really weren't that great. What made them great was the fact that you could binge watch an entire show in a day or two, and that's what made it. Now they're trying to separate themselves and go back to the original. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan, to be honest with you. Just give me the entire season from start to finish. I want to watch it in 1 or 2 days and move on with my life, and then I can talk to everybody else that's also seen it as well.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Especially, like I said, a show like that, I feel like is better as a binge. Like, I'm just gonna burn through that as soon as it comes out. I mean, I love that show though. I mean, fucking that guy. What is it? What's his name there? Penn Bagley, or something like that. He was on Gossip Girl and a couple of other things. I can't think of his name. Was it Penn Bagley? I can't think of it.
It sounds somewhat right, but I'm not sure.
I know girls freaking love him, but dude, in that show, man, he cracks me up, man. He is so fucking weird, man. I can't take my eyes off him. He's just.
I'm really hoping it's good. I'm hoping it's good because. I honestly, to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever had a show in my life that I've switched 180 on completely, and it wasn't even from viewing, but just everyone was like, "Oh, you gotta watch this show." I'd see all kinds of stuff on social media about you, and I was like, "This show looks absolutely awful."
I'll never forget the day that we first started watching.
Then I watched it and I was fucking hooked, and I was like, "Holy shit, this guy's a nut job! I love it."
Me and you were gaming, and I was like, Steph was watching TV, and while we were gaming, my eyes kept drifting like towards the screen, and next thing I knew, I was popping an ear off my headset, and I was listening in, and I was finally like, "What are you watching?" And she's like, "You," and I was just like, Lois, I think I'm done gaming. Like, I think I'm gonna fucking sit down.
I did the same thing. I noticed you started watching it, and I started watching it, and I think we cranked through like the first two seasons in a matter of like a couple days. We just plowed through them.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those shows. It's like a car wreck. It's so you just can't look away from it. You know, you want to, but you just can't. You just can't look away.
Yeah, exactly. You described it perfectly.
Yeah, he's across the pond this time now. He's overseas now, and I think he's in London. I'm very excited for that. We have February 15th. This one's very fucking interesting, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing this. So you guys might laugh at me. We have Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Yeah. The horror take on Winnie the Pooh, February 15th. Little indie flick. This shit looks fucking terrifying.
And you know what? I think if you pull it, hopefully, I think in terms of if it's good, it has the same impression as like Violent Night did.
Yeah.
When it was
that was awesome.
When it was like, you pulled this off. Like, it's so far out of the realm. It's one of those that's going to be one end of the spectrum or the other. Like, it's going to be a disaster. Or it's like, you know what? You made it so outlandish. Like, good on you.
Yeah, definitely. You're going to have to remember, too, when you're going into it. I mean, I think the budget for this movie was fucking $200,000. So you're going to have to keep that. You're going to have to keep that.
It's going to be a bag of shit. I can already tell you what's going to happen with this movie. All right? It's going to be the same thing as The Grinch. I love the fact that they're trying to go outside of the box and make new stuff. Because me personally, and you've heard me talk about this before, I cannot stand the reboots and just the same old stuff just recycled over and over and over again. I can't stand it. Give me something new.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is when you come out with these new movies, like you said, they had $200,000 in budget. Like, that's a joke.
Yeah. It's an indie.
And the movie, and I'll probably enjoy it more than most of the movies that have like $100 million budget, which is ridiculous. But but just because it's new. But I just wish that people would invest more money into these movies because it's new, it's fresh, and why not? But I hope it's good, but I just have a feeling it's going to be handicapped simply because of the amount of money that was invested into making the movie.
See, that's basically what A24 has done. Is they basically like taken what would be indie pictures and are able to give them a little bit like of a bigger budget than they would normally have. You know what I mean? To clean up the movie and make it a better product.
Very true.
So I mean, which A24 makes bangers, man. I mean, they put out fucking heat constantly. But yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna check that out. I mean, I don't know. I feel like either way, even if it's terrible, I'll be laughing the whole time.
Yeah,
so,
right.
No matter what, I'll get some kind of enjoyment out of the movie. You know what I mean?
Yep.
From there, we go to one of the most anticipated movies I would say of the entire year. It is going to be our first big bad Kang introduction in the big screen. We have Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania coming February 17th.
I'm going. If I had chips in front of me, I'm all in. I'm putting all my chips in the middle for Kang. Just Kang.
Just Kang in general. Okay.
Kang's a big thing. I can't fucking wait for Kang, man. He looks so fucking good. He looks awesome.
Yeah, he does.
The trailer that came out yesterday was awesome too.
Yep.
They threw MODOK in there.
Yep.
Which I didn't know was he's the villain from the first one.
Oh yeah. Yellow Jacket.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
so he must have been like in the. I think he was like in the quantum realm.
Yeah. Well, the ending of the first movie is that like Ant-Man goes into a suit and causes a malfunction that shrinks him. So that's what led to him going into the quantum realm.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So that's how he gets into the quantum realm. But
I gotcha.
I'm all in on fucking Kang. Like I said, I think totally a matter of opinion, but I'm looking forward to this one more than I am Guardians. Nothing against Guardians, but I think Ant-Man's due to have no knock on it from the past. It's due to have a monumental movie that impacts the entire Marvel universe.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's going to. I'm all in on Kang. I can't wait for this movie.
I'm excited for it too. I get what you're saying as far as having a bigger role in the actual MCU overall. because I've liked the two Ant-Man movies. They haven't necessarily been like huge as far as the overall like storyline of the movie.
Yeah,
the story.
As well, the end credits is like him joining Captain America's team on Civil War. That's like the end of the first one. Like the second one didn't have much either. So I can't even remember the end credit scenes of the second one.
I was gonna say one of the end credit scenes from the first one. Because there's two. The other one is the ant is playing the drums.
Yeah, right. Like the goofy post credit scene. Yeah.
Anthony. But I'm excited for Ant-Man.
Ant-Man's due for.
I'm excited to see Kang too. Especially this is gonna be a much different version of Kang that we saw in the Loki series.
Yep.
This is fucking the Conqueror Kang. You know what I mean, he looks badass in this.
He does.
So excited for that. Back to Los, another one that I know he's gonna be excited for. February 23rd. We have the return of the Pogues. Outer Banks season 3, baby.
Oh, dude,
OBX, cut. We're back. Outer Banks. The Pogues are back. This show to me is, to me, Ballers is the best bad television show of all time. Even though that the show, like, if you ask me, this is a good show? No, it's not a good show. Do I love it? I fucking love it. Right. I love it. I can't get enough of it. Every week when it came on, I was excited. When the theme song hit, I was fucking going. It doesn't matter. I just loved it. I just accepted it for what it was. This show is the exact same thing. This show, actually, kind of very much like I said for you, car wreck. It's so bad, but I cannot look away from it. As soon as I started it, I was hooked. Lois ended up getting addicted too. I know our buddy on deck got addicted as well.
I feel like it's the same shit as National Treasure. If you like National Treasure, growing up as a kid, you like this show too because it's based around treasure. You're solving the clues, but it's an absolute corny show that Netflix came out with. But I love it at the same time.
Oh, super corn factor to the tens. But I definitely agree. I think that if you like National Treasure hunting, but you get take some kids. Then I like the storylines. You know what I mean? Freaking John B. His dad went missing fucking at sea one day. Did he die? Did he not die? Was he murdered? Did he just go missing in a storm? What the fuck happened? I was into that whole thing.
You never know. It's a Pogue life, you know?
That's right. And friggin', I can't think of his best friend's name, but the blonde-haired kid he's wicked high up on the rumor list to be Johnny Storm as in the Fantastic Four.
I've never seen Outer Banks.
Yeah. Johnny Storm. There you go.
Human Torch.
Yeah. He's like very high up on the list to be him. I know that, but he's good in the show. I like him.
So Adam Driver's getting some big push for Mr. Fantastic. Big push for Kylo Ren.
No,
that's a discussion for another day.
No, I don't like it. I just thought about it just now, and I decided.
JJ?
Yes, JJ.
Yeah.
Yes,
Rudy Pankov.
Yes, that's the one. Yes.
Rudy.
Heavily rumored for the Human Torch coming up in the new Fantastic Four, which I could see him doing that, actually. I think that he'd be okay. I'd be surprised if they went with him, but I think he could do it. I think I'd be in.
My favorite character in that show is Sarah. She runs a lot, and if you know what I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah, she was just Madeline Klein, I believe is her name. Madeline Klein? She was just in the Glass Onion. Yeah, she's been in a couple things. She's one of the, I think, the people from that show that might have a bigger career. You know what I'm saying? As far as
I take her over Florence Pugh any day.
Oh Jesus!
She got a couple Glass Onions.
Relax. I actually have a Florence Pugh might be moving down to number 2 in my power rankings. Actually, I was saying that she was my actress to like the certified actress to watch out for going forward. She might be number 2 behind.
I think I know who you're talking about, and I 100% agree if it's the same person.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah,
Anya Taylor-Joy is unbelievable.
Ooh man,
she is so. Every movie that she's in, it's
not like that. Not ooh man, like, but she's phenomenal.
She's awesome.
Yeah,
man. She is awesome.
It's nothing you said, Mitz. I was thinking something way worse.
Did you watch Queen's Gambit? I know you're not a chess guy, but did you watch Queen's Gambit?
No.
Oh, dude, watch Queen's Gambit. It doesn't even matter if you're a chess guy or not. The show's awesome. Yeah. The show's fucking awesome.
She's really good.
It's only a miniseries too. It's like 6 episodes. You'll bang right through. It's awesome, and she is friggin' fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she's awesome. Last thing I have for February is another funny one. February 24th, Cocaine Bear. Based on a supposedly true story of a bear who eats like a fucking 100 pounds of cocaine and goes on a friggin' rampage. This one, another one, kind of like the Winnie the Pooh movie. It sounds like a wildly good time. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but I'm going to watch it, and I'm probably going to have a fun time watching it. You know what I mean?
Also, last role for Ray Liotta.
No way. He's in this?
Could be wrong, yeah.
Get the fuck out of town. Ray Liotta's in Cocaine Bear.
I'm almost positive.
It's matter of fact, it's his last role.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right, yeah.
That is 100% correct.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I had no idea. That's awesome. Oh, man, R.I.P. in peace, Ray Liotta. That's sick. I didn't know that. That's hysterical, though. That movie looks wild. From there, we go to March. March and June are the 2 months that are absolutely loaded. March has got a little bit more on the bone right now because it's got some shows, too. But March is loaded. We open up on the March 1st. We have not one, but two huge things. We have Creed 3 coming to theaters, a movie that I'm very excited for. Jonathan Majors coming in as the bad guy. No Sylvester Stallone this time, but still very excited for this movie. Michael B. Jordan going to be directing for the first time, so that's going to be interesting to check out. And then we also have the return of Mandalorian, season 3. That is a friggin' day. Whatever order you decide to do it, if you go to the movies first and then the show when you get back home or vice versa, I mean, that's a day right there, baby. Yeah. That's a banger of a day.
Like we were saying, I think this requires a little bit more research, but name me a time when like an actor has simultaneously just been ripping it at the box office at the same time.
Yeah, Jonathan Majors.
That's what he's going to do with Creed and Quantumania.
Yeah, no, Jonathan Majors is on
he's going to be ripping through it at the same time.
I'll give you a debacle to think over, though. Pedro Pascal, killing it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
he's right up there.
Yeah, no,
he's been doing a ton of stuff.
He's going to be rolling in at the same time.
He's got a ton of stuff coming out, too. Like you said, Mandalorian, Last of Us.
If they go like as heavy as I think that they're going to go to, man, Joel, Pedro Pascal's character in Last of Us, he's going to... I know Mandalorian's badass. This guy's a fucking badass. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a bad man, dude. He's a bad man.
I guess Last of Us it's not tying up, but I'll talk about it because I'm looking at your sheet. I don't see it there, but I'll talk about it at the end. It's tying up another show in terms of when it's going to come out.
I'm sorry, what is it?
Like the ending of like whatever the timeline is for
I got you.
The Last of Us. It's kind of tying up when another show is going to come out.
Right.
So I'll talk about it at the end of March because it might be March, might not. But
okay. I got you.
Looking forward to it.
Like, so that's March 1st. Creed 3, Mandalorian. That's an unbelievable two-parter. Like I mentioned a minute ago, we have this. That'll be the second part of You because we're going to do the two-parter on Netflix. So that's March 9th, the last. I don't know what they're doing as far as episodes go, but I think Stranger Things only did 2 episodes, but they were like 4 hours in total length. So who knows? I don't know how that's going to be broken up. But second part of You. Then we have a movie that did a lot of publicity in the couple of weeks that we were actually off. It's a franchise that I've been a fan of for my entire life. It's my favorite horror franchise on the planet. We just had a movie last January, so quick turnaround.
Yeah. I was surprised how quick the turnaround was.
For real, I was too. We have Scream 6, The Return of Ghostface. Seems like Ghostface is taking New York this time. It seems like a lot of our characters from Scream 5 apparently tried to, get out of fucking not Sunnydale. I can't even think of the name of the town now. Oh, well. But you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Trying to get out of town. And it seems like they went to the big city.
Yeah. I'm a little nervous about this one, to be honest. I just think the last movie, the OGs, kind of carried it a little bit. I think the secondary characters in the last one didn't do it for me. So I'm interested to see how they do it. I don't think it's going to be like, Jason Takes Manhattan. Like I'm not saying it's going to be that bad by any means, but
please no.
I don't know. The secondary characters in the last one did not move the needle for me at all. So that's the only thing I'm a little nervous about with this one, but it's still.
I like the same girl that was related to Smokey. I don't remember how she was related to, or not Smokey, but you know what I'm talking about. Jamie Kennedy's character.
Yeah, she's the one in the trailer who looks like she's in trouble.
From Yellow Jackets.
Yeah.
She's back in this. She's one of the only ones that I would say is kind of an exception. Where I did like her character. I thought she was good. I think she's a good actress.
There's the other girl too. Was the one from what's that show that's blowing up? Wednesday. Yeah.
I have like 2 episodes left of Wednesday. It's I get why people like. I definitely get why it's. I get why it's blowing up the way it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can definitely see if I was like 14, 15 years old, I'd be all about it. I mean, I'm still enjoying it. Like I said, I have 2 episodes left. It's fucking Jenna Ortega's killing it. She's freaking hysterical in the show. She fucking girl never blinks. It's hysterical. It's wildly funny.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it is. She just doesn't blink on screen. But yeah, Jenna Ortega is the girl you're talking about.
You say that she doesn't blink?
She literally just doesn't on screen. Either. She just doesn't blink the whole time.
You think I won't blink? I won't blink. I'll be anybody in a staring contest. Look at me right now. Call me Kyle Ortega.
But yeah, Scream 6, like I said, it's going to be the first one without Sidney Prescott. That's problematic.
I don't know that either.
Gale Weathers is back though.
David Arquette out too, obviously.
Yeah. The only returning member will be the only big three member will be Gale Weathers, Courtney Cox.
I'm nervous about that one.
Yeah. Sidney Prescott didn't get paid enough money, and Nev Campbell said, "If you ain't paying me, I ain't coming." So she ain't there. Sad. I don't know what.
Like, what else you got going on right now?
That's true.
Come on.
It's a good point. It's a damn good point. You are Sidney Prescott. You have you have a liability here. This is you.
Like,
owe
you're not
us.
fucking Jonathan Majors or anything. Like, what the fuck you got going on right now?
From there, we go to a series I don't think either of you guys checked out, but I watched the first season on Netflix. It did pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was Shadow and Bones, kind of like a fairy tale kind of show, kind of thing, big fantasy world. It was pretty entertaining though. It was pretty cool. It's kind of like I don't even know what I would compare it to. I don't really have almost like I guess like a slightly more adult version of like the Chronicles of Narnia, something sort of like that. I guess if I can sort of describe it.
Fantasy world and
big ass fantasy thing. Lots of all kind. Like fantasy is the only way you can put it. Like all kind of magic, witchcraft, fucking.
When you say slightly more adult, though, you mean like more violence?
No, there's definitely there's a good there's some more violence in it. There's like sex in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a little bit more mature, I guess I would say. That's another thing based on like a huge book series that did wicked well. So just like all those other things, fucking whatever, Dune, fucking Lord of the Rings. But I like the first season. It's been a while. I know it got friggin' delayed a lot because of COVID, but that's a show that I'm looking forward to seeing the second season. I like the first one. From there, that's March 16th. From there, we go to March 17th. We have Shazam, first movie I think from DC. Yeah, first one that's from DC this year. Shazam: Fury of the Gods. I know the first Shazam did really, really good. I didn't see it, but I know people really loved it. All these DC movies are tough.
How can you put time and effort into watching DC right now?
They're gonna just be
it's in a state of peril. So why? Like I said, I never got around to seeing Black Cat like I was going to, and then the news dropped of James Gunn and like dropping all these future projects and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I got to be honest, I don't really see a need to see Black Adam. So same thing with Shazam. Why I don't really want to take the time right now to
have either of you guys seen Shazam?
I haven't seen the first one.
No.
All right, so I'm in the minority here. I have seen Shazam.
I heard it was good,
and I haven't seen it just once. I've seen it twice.
Oh, so
and guess what? It sucks.
Oh no! Oh shit!
No, actually, I take that back. It's honestly probably one of the better things that DC has put out.
Jesus Christ.
And that being said, I give it like a 6.3
out of 10.
It's honestly, they're doing some good things. They try some nice things with the first one, but it still falls short. And it's just at the end of the day, it's a DC product. What can you expect?
Damn. Yeah, I like kind of what you were just saying though. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to dive into any of these DC movies this year because it's like, what's the point? Everything's gonna be basically reset.
Unless I see something that says like James Gunn's gonna, Shazam's a big focal point on DC going forward.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Can I make an argument here?
Yeah.
No.
The reason why I think that Marvel just smokes DC and everything, and not everything, but most things, is it comes down to the villain that you have as well. Like we've been talking about Kang, Jonathan Majors. I can't wait for him as well as a villain. And Thanos, he was great. Now you got Kang.
Even Ultron.
Yeah, you need a good villain. I feel like DC lacks that, and that's the thing that holds them back the biggest. Like the villain in Shazam, the original, was terrible.
Was he?
Absolutely terrible. Yeah, and that's what held it back. I honestly, Shazam, the guy himself, wasn't bad. He was kind of funny. The movie itself was kind of funny, but the villain just fell short, and it made the whole movie just like, I don't know, just wasn't great.
The problem is they get back, like DC, I feel like Joker backpacks the villains, but I don't want to see Joker being the main villain of a whole Justice League movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just him versus Batman. I don't want to see him.
Yeah.
He's not a whole. Yeah, he's not a whole leader.
He shouldn't be conquering up a whole super team of fucking heroes.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree.
But there's a few we have quite a few DC movies that I'm going to mention here, but that's the first one to come, and like I said, I think it's going to be hard to really get behind any of these because we have this, basically
it's in a state of flux
coming. Yeah. From there we go to another movie that people are very excited for, John Wick 4, March 24th. I have still got to watch the third one, but I very much enjoyed the first two, so I'm gonna watch the third one. Check out this fourth one as well. They're good movies. They're just definitely not my go-to movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I'm in the mood, occasionally the mood strikes me where I'm like, let's just watch some badass action sequences. That's when I ended up watching. Like that's when I ended up watching the first two. The next time that occurs, I'll watch the third one.
Yeah,
and so on and so forth. I can't take anything away from these movies because they look fucking awesome. Like you can tell that like they put so much into these sequences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They stay the one camera shots. They just stay on them for so long.
Keanu Reeves is perfect in it too.
Yeah, he is. So I know that's one that people are very, very excited for. Los, I know you're a John Wick guy because you're the one who got me into watching the first two. You said I needed to watch them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a simpleton, so I just like guns and violence and it's just fun shit. So John Wick, the first few I loved. Bring me another.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I don't like action movies. I just like it's like action just for action's sake kind of a thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm more the kind of guy where you mix it into the storyline and stuff like that, and then that's more my style. But like I said, every once in a while, I'll friggin' check it out. I just checked out the first fucking. I'm way behind on Mission Impossible. I watched one of those with you too, and that was really good too. I was like, oh, that was fucking damn. That was damn cool. That was a good.
Big
time.
Mission Impossible guy.
Yeah,
like I said to you earlier on, I flipped.
Oh yeah, you were saying that you used to like the James Bond more, right?
Yeah. Now, give me a Mission Impossible.
Yeah, I got to catch up on those.
But now that Daniel Craig's out of here, smell you, buddy.
Yeah, you might be back.
I might be back. I might be back on 007.
Yeah, maybe Aaron Taylor Jones, my boy.
Maybe it's Los.
Maybe it's Los.
James Bond.
From there, we go to a show that I'm very, very excited for the return of. I talked about it to both of you guys. I talked about it on the show before. It is Yellow Jackets. Coming with season 2, March 26th. The first season I thought was absolutely incredible. I absolutely loved it. A modern take on Lord of the Flies. I can't wait to see season 2 because season 1 set the table perfectly for shit to pop off in season 2. Bitches are gonna start killing each other and eating each other, and shit's gonna start going down. I'm excited for it.
Now we go.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited for it. That's coming.
Lord of the Flies, right?
Basically, yeah. Girls soccer team, California. They just won their state game. Well, they won the semifinals, so they're going to states, and they have to. It's like like a 2-hour plane flight, say, like across California. So one of the girls on the team, her daddy's rich, so she's like, "Hey, I'll friggin' get you a little private jet for your team." The private jet on the way there fucking crashes, and they're stranded in the wilderness. You find out in the first episode for 18 months. So the show takes place in 2 times. It takes place with younger actresses while they're stranded. And then it also takes place like in present day when they're older. So like Rose from 2.5 Men, say, she's one of the older versions of the grown-up girls. So there are certain girls you'll notice that you'll see as adults that are retelling the story. And there's other ones that are just missing. So it's like you don't know if they're dead or maybe they're just like they didn't make it and they're not. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. But the first season was really good. I loved it. I like that kind of shit. I love Lord of the Flies, one of my favorite books. Actually, we have so much to get into this week. I'm putting it on the table for next week because I paused it. But we were kind of mentioning Netflix and all their shows. I'm very upset with some Netflix cancellations. And speaking of Yellow Jackets, there was a show that I mentioned that goes hand in hand with it, which is called The Wilds on Amazon. First 2 seasons, I loved it. Same thing, modern day, Lord of the Flies. Fucking got canceled before season 3. And I was fucking pissed about it. A lot of cancellations that I'm very upset about. Like I said, table on that for next week because we have a lot to dive into today. The last thing I have for March is a movie that we just saw a trailer for when we were at Avatar. It's something that I don't think a lot of people are probably into. Probably think it looks kind of corny, but I think it's gonna look funny. I think it looks good. Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Amongst Thieves.
I'm gonna make a prediction on this one. This is gonna be this movie lost $200 million.
Okay, I think that you could be right on that.
like the budget.
I think you could be on that.
Like the budget is clearly through the fucking roof. I mean. It's I don't want to say a loaded cast, but I'm sure they had to pay Chris Pine a good amount of money. Michelle Rodriguez. I got this.
She wasn't in Avatar too. I was surprised because she didn't die.
She died.
Did she die in the
I thought she died. I haven't seen that the first Avatar.
I just watched it again and she like flew out of it. I thought maybe she did die. Maybe
I don't know. I got this as an early prediction for in terms of money wise, like flop of the year.
Yeah, I could see that. I definitely could see it. I don't know if enough. Like I don't know if it's because it seems like it doesn't. It doesn't seem like it really totally has a demographic. Like I don't think it's necessarily targeted to kids. But at the same time, it doesn't seem like it's necessarily targeted.
There's gonna be people showing up watching it in like wizards costumes and stuff like that.
Dungeons and Dragons, thanks to Stranger Things, making a huge comeback. It's fucking bigger than it's ever done, probably.
Yeah, I got 2 quick ones for March potentially before we go into April.
By all means.
On HBO, it's a miniseries. I believe it's called The White House Plumbers. So it tells the story of Richard Nixon and like the wiretapping scandal.
Okay.
And you got Woody Harrelson's in there.
Nice.
Lena, what the fuck's her name?
What are you talking about? Sorry.
trying to think of her actually. Lena Headey, I think is it? Cersei.
Oh, Cersei, yeah, Lena Headey.
Yeah, she's in it. I think it's just a 6-episode thing.
Well, honestly, man, HBO kills it with that mini.
Yeah, and Woody, like if you say Woody Harrelson series HBO, sign me. Like I bought True Detective, so I trust him. It looks really good.
Did you watch Chernobyl?
Yes, that was fun. That's another one. I want to rewatch it.
Like the guy who did Chernobyl is doing Last of Us.
Is he? Yeah, same guy. That was a phenomenal show. Yeah. So definitely like that one too. And then what I was saying with The Last of Us, and like we never really talked about it on this podcast, is Succession. Could potentially come out season 4.
Yeah, I know it's very popular right now. I've tried to watch the first season twice now. I think I've gotten to like episode 2 once and then like episode 3, and I cannot force it down. Like, I just can't do it.
It's different in the sense of like the main story is kind of lame. Not lame, but not a lot happens with the main story, but like pretty much all the characters in that show are awesome. Between the family, the sub-characters, like the characters themselves, I think, are what makes that show. So it kind of evens out a little bit. Like when I was sick with COVID, I absolutely ripped through it. So I'm looking forward to that. They said like somewhere between March and June, I think, when it's going to come out. 4. Yeah, so...
I know people love it. Some people are saying it's the best show on television for the last couple of years.
Definitely wouldn't go that far, but it caught my attention.
Yeah.
So
I think Los watched the first like 1 or 2 seasons. We'll ask him when he gets back in a minute.
Yeah. Look, that seems like a show Luke would like too. I'd have to ask Luke the next time he's on.
Yeah,
if he's watched it,
I wouldn't be surprised. I could. I don't. It didn't grab me. You know what I mean?
Like I said, the storyline's not really there, especially 4 seasons in. Like, I got to be honest, nothing has really monumentally happened in the storyline.
Yeah,
of like the family business and taking over. But I just think the character, like every single character, like blows it away in that show. So that's why I like it.
Yeah, no, I get you. I mean, that's a huge part of telling me if you're going to be tuning into these people for hours on end, basically, you have to like them or even hate them. You have to drive some emotion out of you. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we talked about it a little bit earlier with hating TV characters. But for instance, like the last season of Sons of Anarchy, one of my biggest things, I was tuning in every single week, like waiting for Juice to die, like just waiting.
Yeah.
Like it has to be this week. It has to be this week.
Yeah.
So, we were just on Succession. That's a show you checked out too, right?
Yeah, Succession.
Yeah.
Kind of stinks, but I kind of like it at the same time.
Have you watched all 3 seasons as well, or no?
I believe so. Yeah. I think I've watched all 3. Pretty good. I mean, I don't know. It's a slow burn.
Yeah.
It takes a while to get there, just like The Servant.
Yeah.
It's slow, but I don't know. For whatever reason, I kind of liked it. It just the drama behind the entire series. It kind of sucks you in, and then once you're invested, you just want to keep
like what I was saying was I feel like the characters make that show. All the characters are phenomenal. Like the family's awesome.
Absolutely, the family's so fucked up. Yeah, it's so fucked up. It's wild.
Yeah, it's a good, perfect way to put it. Even Greg's like one of my favorite characters in that, and he's not even a family member. So the characters like absolutely carry that show.
The biggest thing about that show is a thing called power dynamics. Just the power dynamics between the entire family is fascinating to watch in that show.
And I have to imagine they're constantly the whole thing is just them just trying to get one up on the other, right?
Absolutely. They're all just trying to play each other. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried. I might try a third time. Sometimes it takes me a little bit to power through. But honestly, I fucking I tried the first time I watched the first couple of episodes. I watched the first episode of Game of Thrones. Yeah, the first time I watched it. I think I might have not been paying attention fully. And then I didn't, I was like, I'm done. And then I came back months later, and then I was just
I'm done.
It was a totally different reaction. Because I remember at the end of the first episode, the second time, I was just like, yo, aren't they brother and sister? Because it's like Jamie pushes her, I push her out the window. I was like, oh my God, they're banging. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? This is crazy. So the first time I must not have been paying attention very well. But I feel like there's been a couple of other shows like that where I've had to try to keep getting into. Yeah. But like I said, I think I tried it twice and I couldn't do it. But that wraps up a pretty loaded March. Like I said, I'll be at the theater at least twice for Creed and Scream.
Big month for the podcast, March.
Yeah, definitely. Mando is a show that we'll definitely be covering, week to week with breakdowns and stuff for sure. You and Outer Banks is something that I was actually talking to Los about some ideas we have for those 2 shows. Those Netflix binges, we'll have to try to do something a little different. I think I have some ideas for that though. April, I only got one thing, and it's actually something that I'm very interested to bring up because it's something that I've talked about to both of you guys, and you guys have totally different reactions. I sided with Seth, we have on April 7th Super Mario Brothers the movie, and we think that this looks like a damn good time.
I stand by what I said. If you don't like this movie going into it, Los, I just think you have a steamy dump in your pants.
I think so too. As soon as it came out, I think Los texted me the trailer right after the trailer, and Los was like, "This looks fucking terrible." I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it does. It does look like shit. I'm doubling down right now. It looks like it stinks.
Like the two coins go up, doubling down. I'm on the complete opposite spectrum with it.
Yeah,
it looks like a great time.
Yeah, it looks like a great time. Fun. It looks like just a fun time. Like I said, as soon as the trailer came out, right away I was like, Jack Black as Bowser that is perfect casting. Perfect casting. Yeah. And we got the first look at the Mario from Chris Pratt, which was not as bad as everybody anticipated it to be. So,
like I said, they're doing different Mario things, like there's like a Mario Kart at least scene that's in there. Like the end of the first one was Luigi and Luigi's Mansion, so they're tying in a bunch of different things.
Yeah, all the characters.
It looks awesome. Our girl, Anna Taylor-Joy is in it.
She Peach, right?
Yeah.
I love that. Good cast. Charlie Day's Luigi.
Yep, Charlie Day's Luigi. Keegan-Michael Key is Toad. It's stacked.
Nice. Loaded. Love
stacked.
it. I'm excited for that. I don't care what Lo says. I'm excited for that. We can go check it out. We'll be the only two freaking full adults in the theater.
Good thing I'm not on Rotten Tomatoes. That's all I'll tell you.
From there, we go to May. Only, like I said, as we get into deeper here, we kind of thin out a little bit. But May, we have two big ones. One of them I care about. One of them I don't. I don't know if either of you guys will. The first is obviously Guardians of the Galaxy. It's on May 5th. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is going to be the last, whatever you want, showing, I guess, from James Gunn in the MCU before he leaves. It's also going to be the last showing for, it seems like, a lot of our Guardians. It seems, Dave Bautista's definitely done. He's said as much so. He's done with the character. I don't know if that means we'll see maybe some of them in other projects later on. I don't know if maybe like a Groot or a Rocket or a Nebula will come back in something else.
And I would hope he wouldn't spoil it by saying that. You know what I mean? Like I don't hope that he's not spoiling it by saying he's dying. Like Drax is dying. You know, I think it's a possibility, but
I think it's a good possibility.
You know,
even in the trailer, he doesn't look. He looks like he gets shot. He's carried out there, which doesn't necessarily mean anything. But
that's bullshit. Don't tell me that.
We'll have to wait and see if that is the case. Like I'm gonna be a little bit mad at Dave Bautista. I'm not gonna lie for saying, you know what I mean. Like this is my last. And that's what happens.
It's like, no shit, shut up. You died.
Yeah, right. Like, yes, just shut up. Like, wait till it comes out, and then say that. Yeah. So, yeah.
He's done that character a lot, man. He's talked about, like, he said the worst part is the fucking makeup process. He said, like, it kills him. He said the amount of time, I think it's like fucking 12 hours in the chair doing the makeup and stuff.
Yeah, he's got no problem sitting in the fucking bench press 6 hours a day.
But to me personally, this is the movie that, as far as the MCU at least, this is probably the movie I'm the second most excited for, either second or third most excited for this year on the calendar. I'm more excited for this than I am for Ant-Man. I love the first two Guardian films, like love them. Now that Captain Rogers has hung up his shield, my favorite active superheroes going right now are, however order you want to put it, Rocket and Groot as a combo deal, and then probably Wanda Maximoff right behind them. So, I mean, I can't wait to have
Peter Quill's up there too.
I think Star-Lord's awesome. Yeah, I mean, fucking Chris Pratt. There seems to be something going on with that guy right now.
Let's get back on track, Chris Pratt.
Yeah,
let's
recenter.
Let's get back to acting here.
I hope so. I hope he's back and better than ever in this. And I hope
you want my hot take?
Regular old Star-Lord. What's up?
You don't want my hot take.
You don't like Chris Pratt?
Of course I want it.
Chris Pratt stinks.
Yeah, I think that's not an unpopular opinion. I think there's a lot of people that don't like.
I saying he stinks is a little too harsh, but I don't think that he is a super talented actor. Not saying that he can't become that, but I just think in terms of acting and like really being able to show a wide range of emotions and stuff like that, I think he lacks that. That's my only criticism.
I think a lot of people would back that. I think what he has is he's a movie star. He's like, well, he hasn't been lately. He wasn't in Jurassic Park, but he's charismatic.
Yeah,
he's a guy that you wanted to like and you want to cheer for. Star-Lord's a great example of that. The first Jurassic Park movie is a great example of that. You want to cheer. He's likable. You know what I mean? I agree. I agree with you. I don't think he's exactly like an Oscar-winning performer.
Yeah.
I don't think that's his bag.
This is the one where you got to question, like, or is he just better off just being the fat guy from Parks and Rec? You know what I mean? Because he was hilarious in Parks and Rec. You know, like he was hilarious zany in Parks and Rec. Yeah. So this is a big turning point, I think, for like myself included, for how I value Chris Pratt and
his show this
range.
summer there was Lois watched it with me. I think the one on Amazon there, the military show. Tim Riggins was in it too. I can't think of the fucking name of it though. That show was pretty damn good. A lot of people liked that one too.
Yeah. And the more I think about his movies,
what was that military show this summer on Amazon, Los? Friggin', I can't think of it.
Yeah, it's killing me too. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah.
That movie with Jennifer Lawrence too. That was garbage. When they're in fucking outer space together.
Oh yes, people hated that.
That movie was bad.
People hated that movie. I didn't see that. But yeah, no, Chris Pratt's been on a little bit of a downward course.
Got to get back
from
on
that
track.
show.
Yeah.
But I would like to see him get back on track here and just seem like he gives a shit again. 'Cause it seems like he really has.
Right, just the base.
The Terminal List. That was actually good. That was actually good. I actually enjoyed the Terminal List.
Yes. No, that was good.
Hey, I take it back. Chris Pratt, if you're watching this, probably not.
I'm
sorry. But I did like you in the Tomorrow War, and I did like you in the Terminal
Oh,
List. So
you
I'll give you both of those.
That was good. I liked that. That was Amazon too, right? Was that Amazon?
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
That was good. I actually really did like that. That was good. Especially as far as just a straight to streaming movie. I remember that. That one was a good one. Did you check that out?
So when he tries, no, I didn't see it.
That
But
one
it sounds
was
like
good.
when he tries.
Yeah, that one was
When he
good.
tries, it's there.
Hey, for an Amazon Prime special, which
Definitely, yeah.
I go into holding my breath like, oh, God, hopefully this doesn't suck. It was actually pretty good. If any of you guys watching this haven't seen Tomorrow War, definitely throw it on. It's a good movie.
That was good. Good call on that. Good call on that. And then the other one in May is one that I haven't cared about in a long time. It's the 10th edition in Fast and the Furious. Fast 10.
Lost me so long ago, it's not even
Yeah.
funny.
We've come a long way from bullshit asshole. No one likes the tuna here.
You lost me so many roads ago. Like it's the whatever you want to call it. So I was with Paul Walker in the scene where they drive in different directions. Like if it's like Fast and Furious franchise was this way, like I was with Paul Walker going the other way. Like just you lost me a long time ago.
Yeah. Louis, how about do you still you watch the Fast and the Furious movies or no?
Oh, I've watched every single Fast and the Furious movie.
Have you?
Do I enjoy them?
Kind of.
No comment.
Guilty pleasure.
Maybe.
Everyone's got them. But yeah, no, when I was younger, especially, the first one was I would say a genuinely like a good movie. The first one's a good movie, but that's because the plot was still somewhat grounded in reality. They were stealing VCRs out of the back of fucking 18-wheelers.
Yeah.
Like it was good too.
Hey, last one, we're in space, baby.
Shit, it's crazy. They literally turned into James Bond and Mission Impossible. It's fucking crazy to me. Vin Diesel's a superhero. It's unbelievable. I don't know. It's gone so far out of there. I can't even believe that there's a 10th one. I will say, though, the last one I think that I watched was a pretty good one, actually. It was the first one that The Rock was in. The introduction to The Rock one was good. They were in Brazil. I think it's Fast 5. I think it is.
Yeah, you're 100%
That Fast 5. Yeah. That was actually really good, especially in comparison to how they had been. Because like Too Fast, Too Furious, I thought kind of fucking stunk, and then Tokyo Drift's terrible. And then I don't even know what
take that back.
Oh,
Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift's terrible. That movie's so
Hey, don't make me play the song.
that Tokyo song. Oh man. But I remember that was the first one that had been in a while that I was like, all right, this was actually like this one was pretty cool, and it was still like it was pushing the grounds a bit, but it wasn't space.
No pun intended. Grounded. Like it was grounded.
Yeah, I don't know.
So like cars on the road, which is nice.
Yes, yeah. Were they doing some insane things? Sure.
Yeah.
That one actually I remember being kind of cool. I think that was like the last one I watched. I don't think I really went past that. From there we go to the second month that I said is pretty loaded. We have June.
Hey, what was that, Mitz?
They even had it so bad.
Hey, that song, that movie was classic.
Yeah, that was a banger after that movie. That's for sure. I remember fucking them playing at like middle school dances and shit like that, high school dances, whatever year that was. Like I was saying, though, we go to June, which is I would say the next most loaded month of the year beside March. We have a movie that I'm very, very excited for. Like I said, either this or Guardians is my 2 and 3 in some order. But we go to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, June 2nd.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks fucking great.
It looks fucking awesome. Yeah. It looks fucking awesome. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. The first one was so damn good. There's no reason not to have all the faith in the world. It's the biggest animation project in history. More actors have been a part of it than any other animated movie of all time.
With more now, too. Got Oscar Isaac in there.
Yep.
Now it's Spider-Man 2099.
I've watched the first one probably like 6 or 7 times. It's like one of my favorite movies. Like it's also a great movie. It's something that you could throw on while you're doing stuff, like a background noise kind of movie. Like you don't have to be paying it super attention. You know what I mean? You just look here and there. You see some cool scenes and shit. But I love the first one. I'm super excited for this movie. I was disappointed it got delayed, but I'm hoping that with like a lot of other things, I'm hoping that the delays are for a good reason.
Yeah.
And that now we get there. It's going to be a clean, beautiful product.
Yep.
I'm super excited.
Yep.
It's going to be a banger.
Agreed.
Into the Spider-Verse, correct?
Yep. Into the Spider-Verse 2.
First one, money. I'd give it a 9.0.
Yeah. No, I
And for me, if any of you guys know, I don't give 9s for much, but for an animation and for that to hit a 9, it was great. And you know what was even better on that? The soundtrack.
Yeah, soundtrack was awesome.
Soundtrack was unbelievable.
Everything about it. That's why the animation style itself was so cool. The actual comic book vibes of it was so cool. I loved it.
That Post Malone song blew up.
Yeah,
Sunflower. I
Yep.
think it is.
Yep.
Absolutely blew up.
Yep. You're right. Good call. The soundtrack was awesome. The Prowler was a fucking badass villain.
Yeah.
Fucking, it was good. It was really good. From there, we go to June 9th. We have Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Same thing. You lost me a long time ago.
They did lose me a long time ago, and I've said this too. Well, anybody can make a good trailer, and honestly, to me, this trailer actually looks pretty cool. I don't know if the movie's gonna be any good. It's probably not. But to me, if you like, I watch this trailer and I'm like, this looks kind of cool. Like it looks kind of cool. I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? Will I go see it in theaters? Probably not. I'll probably wait for it to come out on streaming, unless it does come to theaters and people like
they're raving about it. Yeah,
the best Transformers since the first one, kind of thing. Then maybe I'll go and check it out.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Till then, it's definitely wait and see mode on that one.
I do, wait and see is a good way to put it. I do like just like the kind of general concept of like being like another species here that's like all like animals and shit. Like the I forgot what the names of them are, but like they're like fucking Predatorcons or some shit like that.
Yeah,
they look fucking cool.
Yeah,
like there's a fucking Hawk Eagle one in the trailer. I'm like, that thing looks sick. Like it just looks really fucking cool. I don't know what else to say, but I don't know. Anybody can make a good trailer. It's got the biggies. It's got Juicy playing over it and shit. I think it's
sounds
Juicy.
So far out of left field.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't
know. Like I remember I was watching the trailer before Avatar came out.
That's
and I was
right.
Like, looked over to Los. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, it didn't fit at all.
Yeah, it was weird.
Me, but
like a little remix.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
that was just weird.
I'm with you. I've been out on Transformers. I haven't even seen the last like 2 that they did there. It was the Mark. I don't really watch anything with Mark Wahlberg in it unless it looks really fucking good. I try to avoid it at all costs, so I didn't even check that one out. And then there was like the Bumblebee movie, which I didn't watch that either.
Yeah, it was a Haley Seinfeld.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Which, God, I hate her too, actually. I can't stand her.
They don't do it.
But, I don't know. Like I said, wait and see, maybe. Speaking of wait and see, though, we go to June 23rd, and we have the surprising, still releasing Ezra Miller, The Flash movie. Even though he's basically like a terrorist.
Yeah, right. Like, between what happened with him and, like I said, with James Gunn, like, reinventing the wheel on DC, like, I'm very surprised this is still a thing.
I am, too.
I thought he was just going to...
Like you said, the James Gunn coming in, I'm surprised that this isn't... I think just because of the Batgirl, I mean, they ate fucking... It was like $100 and some odd million on Batgirl.
Yeah,
they just ate it. They just fucking ate it.
Yeah.
I don't think they can afford to do it.
I think on the other end,
they make $6 back. It's worth it.
Yeah, I think that they just need any money they can get their hands on.
At least, like, on the other side of the spectrum is that the fact that obviously he knows all this is going on and he's still rolling with it.
Yeah,
kind of makes me think that he was impressed by
maybe it's
the fact that the Flash is going to be. Maybe he thinks the Flash is going to be a big vital role in DC going forward. So
I think the Flash needs to be a part of DC. To me, the Flash,
they need somebody else for fuck's sake.
Like, one of the top tier DC characters.
Yeah, they need fucking something.
And then the last thing we have for June, big blockbuster month. All those, even if you're not necessarily interested, you can't deny that they're blockbuster titles. You know what I'm saying? They're big budget movies. The last we have, but Harrison Ford returning as Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I'm not the biggest Indiana Jones
Can't
fan.
be worse than the last one.
That's kind of what I was thinking. The trailer didn't look terrible. I saw a couple of there's going to be some flashback scenes where they like DH Harrison Ford, and those didn't look terrible either, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Something I might, again, probably won't check out in the theater, but once it comes to streaming, if I have a fucking free night, I have nothing to check out, maybe something I finally check out.
Yeah. I think I'm going to double check it right now. I think you missed a big one for June, but I could be wrong.
I could be wrong.
I'm going to double check it right now.
Movie or show?
Movie.
Could be.
Pressure's on.
Ooh, I don't know. Oh, sorry. I try. I definitely could have. I definitely could have missed.
Nope, I was wrong. Sorry, continue.
Now is when we start to kind of thin out a little bit. July, we have some trash. We have. I can't even believe I'm saying this. We have Insidious 5 on July 7th.
The funniest thing is I was just going to say I do love trash, and then you tell me it's Insidious. Sign me up, baby. Come on.
I said, this is it.
I'm all in, man. Do the trash.
Oh, man. I can't believe
That's
it,
another
man.
one. Enough of those for crying.
My God, yeah. Please. I can't believe there's been 5 of those, man. And they actually, it's not even just 5, because they've, like, expanded that universe. There's, like, Annabelle, right? They did 2 Annabelles, didn't they?
Annabelle is Conjuring, no?
And that's what I was going to say. They're in the same mold of just
If anything, Nick, The Conjuring smells recently. They haven't.
Conjuring's way better than those movies. Are you crazy? Are you crazy?
You're like the nun from.
Oh, there you go, the Nun. The Nun. That's one of those. Isn't the Nun from that shit?
That's a Conjuring. That's a Conjuring.
Is she too?
Yeah, exactly. The Conjuring has been really bad recently.
Those have been on the. All right, my bad.
Both of them.
All right, my bad.
Settle down on both.
We have the Nun 2 coming in fucking September or October. September, the Nun 2, September 8th. It's on the calendar. It's fucking crazy. It's unbelievable.
That's absurd.
From Insidious 5, we go to Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, Part 1. So I guess this is it's got to obviously be a 2-parter. I don't know if maybe this is the end of Tom Cruise's Mission.
You know what though? Tom Cruise sold me so much on Top Gun. Like, I'm riding with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he's the.
I'm in the cockpit with Tom Cruise now.
Dude,
Like,
did you happen to see Did you? It's like 14 minutes long, so you probably didn't watch it, but I fucking retweeted it. They fucking did
When he thanked
whole
the-
how-to video.
Yeah.
On how they did the stunt in this next movie that's coming up. He
Yeah.
literally drives a motorcycle off of a cliff.
Yeah.
Literally, that's what he does.
What was one I'm thinking of? I think maybe it was like he was thanking the fans for Top Gun.
Top Gun.
And
Skydiving.
he's like fucking
Skydiving.
yeah.
He jumped out of a plane.
You know what?
While he was falling down, he took a video of himself thanking the fans. He's the coolest guy on the planet. He's unbelievable.
You know what? I'm back on Tom Cruise.
He's unbelievable.
All right with Tom Cruise.
He's the coolest guy on the planet. But this new one, I literally posted the video. I watched it. I was captivated by it. This guy, they had to do like 7 or 8 times to get all the shots they needed. This guy drove a fucking motorcycle off of a cliff. A cliff. 7 or 8 times. Bike, just fucking huge, heavy bike, could land on him, could hit him in midair.
Director's like,
while he's
yeah.
parachuting down.
Yeah, we didn't get it. He's like, all right, well, hoist it fucking back up. Let's do it again.
Crazy. One of the most anticipated movies of all of July 21st. We have Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, this is the one I was thinking of. I can't fucking wait for this movie.
Yeah, this looks pretty incredible. About the first nuclear bomb. We have all of Nolan's guys basically returning. The whole crew's back.
And additional ones that like Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.
Lawrence
yep,
Pugh's
yep,
in here.
yep.
Matt Damon. Fucking Josh Peck.
Loaded cast.
I pray to God this movie is good. I really do. I'm not even.
Yeah.
I really hope that this movie is good because I have this terrible feeling in my gut that this movie is going to.
See, I was putting this for my most anticipated.
I don't know why.
like,
I have nothing to
non-Marvel
base that
movie
off of, so
going into
it's
this year.
coming off of nothing.
Yeah. I was putting this for my most anticipated movie, non-Marvel related, going into
It's
this year.
definitely it's probably maybe 4 for me. Probably after Spider-Man and Guardians, I would say.
And like selfishly, it helps too. Like I'm a history nerd. Like so,
Yeah,
I
sure.
love the stuff with the Cold War, nuclear bombs, stuff like that. Like it's a fascinating story from like what I learned about Oppenheimer. So I think he deserves a big he deserves a movie based on him. So Christopher Nolan, I'm in on. Like I can't wait for this movie.
Did you see the what was the fucking with Denzel's kid and Robert Pattinson there?
Yeah, I know you're thinking
I
of.
can't think of the name of it.
I can't think. That was almost like too much.
It was.
Like my brain was
I didn't love
fried
that.
after watching that movie.
I did not love that movie. I wanted to rewatch it. I wanted to watch it a second time to kind of.
Like I don't want to mentally be drained after watching a movie, and that's what that was.
Yeah.
Inception's just enough.
Tenet. Thank you.
Tenet. Yeah, Tenet was too much.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for this movie though. I'm always excited for Christopher Nolan. I mean, he's obviously he does. I mean, even though Tenet, like I wasn't like I just kind of said, Tenet wasn't necessarily like my favorite. It was too much, but there were still really like awesome aspects of that movie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, the way he shoots it and things.
It's
like
all
that.
and he's like my favorite sound guy, like literally like in the world. All of his
he's very
movies
good.
sound fucking incredible. Like it's I don't know. He does very cool things, even if sometimes he occasionally misses. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Also on July 21st, we have Barbie. Ryan Gosling and the Duchess of Bay Ridge, Margot Robbie, in Barbie. Which
Could be a thing.
I mean, I'm definitely going to eventually watch it. Definitely not going to see it in theaters. I'll definitely see it when it comes out. But
I love Margot Robbie.
Yeah,
she's
that
incredible.
too.
She's awesome. Yeah. I mean, she is incredible. Did you see I, Tonya?
No.
Oh my God, man. Not only was she awesome in that movie, whoever did the makeup for her in that movie should win every award in the makeup.
Yeah, she's just a train wreck.
To make a girl that pretty look like that much shit is amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they should have gotten all these. She looked disgusting in that movie. And she killed it too. She was awesome.
That's very hard to do for Margot Robbie.
That movie was awesome. If you haven't seen I, Tonya, that movie was awesome.
She's cream of the crop for me.
Yeah, no. That movie just looks interesting to me. Did you see they put out like a teaser for it? And it's a bunch of girls like in the desert, like in the olden days, and they almost look like Indians, and they're like fucking tugging on this doll, and it like breaks and they go spiraling up into the air, and then like as the doll like comes down, it like transforms into like the Barbie doll, and then it's like in paradise and shit. I was just like, what the fuck? This looks like an acid trip. And to be totally honest, when I say I'll literally watch Ryan Gosling do anything, I will literally watch Ryan Gosling do anything.
Yeah.
He is like my favorite human basically on the planet. So.
I can see another Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone thing going on with him and Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Like while filming and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like you're telling me he wasn't you're telling me he wasn't on the side.
And let me tell you something. You were just saying you guys both just said Margot Robbie's the cream of the crop for you guys as far as that. Ryan Gosling's better looking than she is.
Yeah.
If I could look like any man tomorrow, it'd be Ryan Gosling.
Yep.
No questions asked. Last in July, we have our last MCU movie of the year. We have The Marvels, which is something that I think I've talked about a little bit here. The first Captain Marvel movie I thought got way too much hate. It wasn't amazing, but it definitely wasn't the movie that people hated that movie, and it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It was pretty okay.
It was mid.
Yeah, it was totally okay. It was fine.
Mid.
I watched it. I was like, I wasn't mad. I wasn't fucking like that sucked. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, whatever. That was
Yeah, I wasn't Eternals mad.
all right, that's a ricochet shot.
No, that's like I was being honest. I wasn't Eternals mad. That was a slap in the face. But that's an argument for another day.
That is an argument for another day. I actually really like the Eternals. love the Eternals. But we got the Marvels, which we have all three. We have Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, who we saw get her powers in WandaVision, and then Miss Marvel from her own series that came out this year. I like that idea definitely more than just doing another solo project. I do like the idea of almost a little team-up movie with the three of them.
See, I'd almost rather just have another solo project.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I like the idea.
Monica Rambeau is fine.
Miss Marvel, I liked. I liked Kamala Khan.
Another one doesn't move the needle one way or the other.
Did you watch Miss Marvel or no?
Yeah.
You did?
I did.
Oh, right.
It's just fine.
To me, the girl I thought did a good job. She was likable to me. I don't know. I feel optimistic still. I don't know.
I think it just goes back to the bigger picture of just still more Marvel characters that we're introducing now the further it goes, and I'm still just not there. Nobody's really catching my attention.
Fair enough. We go to August. We have a movie that I did not see the first one of, but I know a lot of people liked it. We have the Meg 2, which I can't even believe this. Does that mean there's a second Megalodon?
Jesus.
The Meg survived the first
What the fuck did you just say to me?
That's right. Jason Statham back. You saw that one, right? You liked that one, didn't you?
They're coming out with a Megalodon 2? Are you
Meg
kidding
2.
me?
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing up until just now.
Yeah. August 4th.
Jason Statham?
Jason Statham, I believe, is back.
I'd hope so.
Hey,
Statham
hey,
back.
give him the bag. Give him the bag. I'm all set with it now. I'm good.
I didn't see the first one. I know a lot of people liked it. I'm actually surprised that I haven't seen it, to be honest, because that is a movie that I would have put on at some point.
I actually went into the first one thinking it was going to be way worse than it actually was. It actually wasn't bad. It wasn't great. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't a bad movie. It was entertaining. It is what it was. But the fact that they're coming out with a second one.
Anything that makes money, man. Anything that makes money, they'll fucking keep.
Summer flick
out.
too. It's gonna be out at the perfect time.
Good
I'm
point.
sure it'll end up making money.
Good point. We have the return of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, August 4th. First Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie in a while. I love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is going to be animated again. I'm looking forward to it. I love them. I grew up with them. Again. So, yeah, I agree. I'd prefer it to be animated, to be honest. Especially with the way animation is nowadays. Like, for instance, like the Spider-Verse movies. You can do fucking badass animation. You know what I mean? Yep. But like I said, I grew up with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They were like always one of my favorites as like a kid. I loved watching those movies. And I'm always down to check out a fucking animated movie. You know what I mean? I'm down to go down to TMNT.
Agreed.
From there we go to another DC movie. We have our boy Miguel from Cobra Kai. He's going to be joining the DC universe as the Blue Beetle, a character that I know virtually nothing about. But that comes out August 18th. Don't know much about it, but I don't know if I buy Miguel as a superhero. I can tell you that. He doesn't. I don't know if I buy that.
I still haven't finished Cobra Kai, but from what I remember watching, yeah.
No. Like I said, I don't know anything about the character, so that could be maybe like a Peter Parker aspect to him, or maybe he's kind of more of a nerdy kid kind of thing. Which, if that's the case, then I could be wrong entirely, and maybe I could actually buy into that.
Yeah. Hopefully they just do their own thing. Like I hope they don't try to compare it to like a Spider-Man thing.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Could very well be DC Spider-Man, but
yeah, I do not know. I do know just because I watch there's a podcast that I watch with a couple of like big time comic guys who just like basically just talk comics specifically.
Yeah,
and I do know that there are like people do like his comic run, the Blue Beetle. So I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know, but like we talked about, it's hard to put too much stock in anything DC until we have the beginning of this new regime with James Gunn actually at the helm.
Yep.
That's all I have for August. We go to September. We have only thing I just mentioned. I have one of the two of them. So we have the Nun 2, which is something I watched the first one. I thought it was actually pretty terrible, so I won't be checking that out. But I know that people love that.
So I'll pass on this one.
There you go, Nun 2, September 8th.
The Nun was fucking awful. It was terrible.
Oh, all right.
That was the worst movie I've ever seen.
All right,
I love The Conjuring. Give me Conjuring 1 and 2 any day of the week. Outside of that,
yeah. All right. So we're on the same boat for that. The other one is The Equalizer 3, The Return of Denzel Washington as The Equalizer. No Queen Latifah this time, baby. No Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah staying.
Shout out Chet De Silva. You love The Equalizer with Queen Latifah.
Oh my God, I can't believe that. I constantly ask myself who's watching that show because they're on like the third season. I'm like, I have never heard of one person watching The Equalizer. I cannot believe that people watch the show.
That's just an inside joke between me and a few people, but when I was working at my last job, there was this guy, he just loved The Equalizer with Queen Latifah.
Like the Queen Latifah show?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, when I was selling paint to him, he'd come in here and one day King Latifah? One day he was like, "Hey, have you ever seen The Equalizer with Queen Latifah?" I was like, "The Equalizer with Queen Latifah?" I was like, "You mean
like yeah?" Me and my boys make fun of it every time the
He said he loved it. He loved it.
That's fucking wild. Hey, at least someone's watching it. I mean, someone has to.
You? Who's paying you to say that?
The first two Equalizer movies with fucking Denzel were fucking badass, though. I mean, just Denzel being Denzel, just being a badass, just messing people up. I mean, I love the first two movies.
That's what I thought he was referring to, and then he said, no, the one with the show. He's like, no. He's like, not Denzel. He's like, the show with Queen Latifah. I was like, holy shit.
You gotta be pulling my leg. This is a joke, right? Yeah, that's crazy. I've never heard anybody talk about it, ever. Ever. But The Equalizer 3, I mean, like I said, I'll always watch Denzel kick some ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm down.
Love Denzel.
Yeah, I'm down. October, all I got is, that wraps up September. October, all I have is Kraven the Hunter, another Sony project, another Spider-Man villain. This is Aaron Taylor Johnson, who I do really, really, really like. I mean, after Morbius, I don't know.
That's what I was going to say. I think this is a good character. And, like, hopefully, I think they can pull off having a good, like, anti-hero film. But you just Morbius is just constantly. I just got to be in the back of your mind. So you're like, how am I supposed to get excited about this?
Yeah, no, I kind of hear that. Yeah, we talked about Aaron Taylor Johnson a little bit earlier. He's rumored to be one of the next James Bond. I know he's very high up on that list. But I know that Kraven the Hunter is supposed to be one of the Sinister Six members too. I don't know. You know, I do really like Aaron Taylor Johnson. So this is probably another one I'll check out on streaming. Unless people say it's really good, then maybe I'll go check it out in theaters. But these Sony movies, hard to put any stock in those, just kind of the DC universe.
Morbius was a tough one.
Yeah. Now we get to November. I've been hinting that there's one movie that I've been looking forward to more than anything else, and it is in November 17th, we return to Dune Part 2. I am so beyond excited. like I said, 296 days from now, as of today, I constantly have a little countdown going. I have literally a countdown on my phone, like right on my home screen. That's
like most people have like vacation or this, that, and the
until
other.
Dune 2. It's just a constant ticking timer that just constantly goes down until Dune 2. The second, which I know, probably the both of you guys, but the second can vouch for me on this. The second that I heard about the first Dune movie was like years before it came out, and it was basically pitched to me as like Star Wars meets Lord of the Rings, massive, massive fantasy worlds, directed by Denis Villeneuve. And I was like, right away, I was like, well, I mean, that fucking sounds incredible.
Yeah, go on.
Right away, that sounds incredible. And then everything that kept coming out about the movie and everything I saw from the movie looked incredible, and I was so hyped. Next thing I know, I've been waiting because of COVID. I ended up waiting for like 3 years basically for this movie, and it was awesome. It was my favorite movie of the year. I absolutely loved it. I couldn't have been happier with it, and I can't wait to go back. And everything that they've done just makes me feel like this one's just going to be a little bit bigger and a little bit better. They brought in Florence Pugh. They brought in Austin Butler. They brought in Christopher Walken. I mean,
Christopher Walken, like, that's hilarious.
They've brought in just so many people that I love, and it's just like, I don't know what else to say. Like, I can't wait for this movie. I'm so excited. We talked about Bautista a little bit. He was in the first one, but he's in for a much bigger role in the second one for sure. Zendaya, who was just the end of the first one and a little bit here and there throughout, she's going to be a much bigger role in the second one. I mean, I thought Timothée Chalamet fucking killed it in the first one.
Yeah, I need to give that one a real good rewatch.
Yeah,
because I watched like half of it on the way to vacation to the Dominican. I watched the other half on the way back. So like mentally, I wasn't fully as locked in as I should have been. So I need a really good like rewatch on that one before I get hyped up. Like I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember a whole lot from that movie, but it wasn't because the movie didn't catch my attention or anything. Yeah, it was just mentally I wasn't. I need to like sit down and watch the movie again.
That is definitely, though, without a doubt, the movie that I am most excited for this year. I legitimately cannot wait. Everything about the first one, I thought to me it was awesome. I loved it. Like I said, it was my favorite movie the entire year. I think I gave it like a 9.9. I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. November 17th. And then also November 17th, we return to the Hunger Games world. I think it's a prequel, I believe, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. It definitely is a prequel now that I think about it. It takes place before the Katniss Everdeen story. The Hunger Games movies, I actually thought were pretty fucking cool. I actually enjoyed them. And I went into like the very first one, like not knowing exactly what it was. And I was kind of younger, and I was like, these are books. I think my girlfriend at the time liked them. I think she liked the books. And I was just like, this looks kind of corny. And then I watched it. This movie's fucking cool. You know what I mean?
I know my mom fucking loves them.
Dude, the movies are cool. Movies are a good time. They're like wild and out there. The costumes are awesome. There's awesome action sequences. It's a good story. Jennifer Lawrence is badass. Katniss Everdeen, she's bad. I mean, I like the Hunger Games movies. You know what I mean? I'd be down to go back to that world. Like that's one of those that they did a very good job of building that world, and it had a lot to do with the costumes and the sets and the places they went to. It was a world that, like, I liked it. You know what I mean? It was crazy. It was the makeup, the hair colors, the jewels and shit. I don't know.
Yeah, makeup was always where it needed, like, it was perfect.
Yeah, it was
makeup was always out of control in a good way.
Yeah, very cool. I don't know. But I'm excited to go back to that world. I'm definitely down. Then we have the last month here, to round things out. We have December. We have Wonka. Speaking of Timothée Chalamet, Wonka coming December 15th, an origin story of Willy Wonka. I'm very excited for this, mostly because I love Timothée Chalamet. I also love Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Can't be worse than the Johnny Depp one.
Can't be.
That one was...
Everything that... Again, this is one of those things that everything that comes out from this looks awesome so far.
Yeah.
All of the shots and the little clip, it looks fucking cool.
That was not good.
No. It was so wonky and fucking weird.
No pun intended,
I'm going to interject here. You're telling me Timothée Chalamet is going to be the new Willy Wonka?
Willy Wonka, that's right. Young Willy Wonka.
You're going to look me in the face and tell me that?
That's right. That's right.
I'm disgusted.
Yeah, I know you talked to me about this one before. You said you weren't into this one. You said you were out on it. But I don't know. Something about it, man.
I'm kind of the same way for the majority of it. I'd rather just watch like the fucking 1974 fucking Willy Wonka, whenever it came out, Willy Wonka.
He won't be better. Yeah, I mean, that's the best casting of all time. He killed it.
I'm about to lose my mind right now. Are you kidding me? We're going to make another Willy Wonka remake, and we're going to cast...
sounds like an origin story.
Yeah. It is. It takes place before like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. It's like him starting the factory and shit like that.
Yeah.
I've never done a 180 so quick in my life.
I'm kind of.
I'm in. Oh man, that's great. But yeah, no, I don't know. I'm into that. I think it's gonna be good. I love Chalamet.
Yeah, no, it's nothing against him. I don't know. We'll wait and see.
Yeah,
I'd rather just watch the fucking OG.
My dumb brain thought he was supposed to be like old Willy Wonka. I'm like, dude, this guy's like fucking 26 years old. What am I doing?
Like older than Gene Wilder. Fucking Willy
I was
Wonka.
trying to think of his name.
I can just picture in my mind like the old beard, like they made him look old. Like, I'm just like, what are we doing here? Nah, I'm all in. Let's go.
Probably still better makeup than fucking Tom Hanks in the
beginning, starting out the factory and shit like that, which I think would be cool. I mean, I don't know. And like I said, I don't know. He looks the right role. Like he looks like he's got the hair kind of.
Oh my god, he was fucking perfect for that role back in the day.
I think he's got the look for Gene Wilder. We go to Star
Johnny
Wars.
Depp one was so corny. Oh god.
Yeah,
No, moving on, but man, that was really bad.
Yeah, it was. It was tough. It was tough. It was very just wonky. We go to Star Wars Rogue Squadron, December 22nd. This looks interesting. Based on the games, like basically a crew of freaking TIE fighters, fucking pilots and shit like that. That's something I could be into. A little big heavy space battle movie, maybe more action. Fucking.
It's fine, but I've said my spiel on Star Wars before. Like Andor was really good. I'm obviously looking forward to The Mandalorian, but I think once The Mandalorian's done, we gotta focus on just getting a fucking good trilogy back. Like that's what our focus on Star Wars needs to be.
Yeah.
Not these TV shows.
Yeah.
We gotta get back to getting a good fucking Star Wars trilogy. It's been fucking way too long.
Is it Walden there? Michael Walden, the guy who did Loki. He's supposed to be like writing his own trilogy, supposedly, but I know it's been in the works.
If I can add one thing, I've never been a Star Wars guy ever in my entire life. I've watched them; they're okay. Nothing I would ever run to the theater to go see. If anything, I'm kind of a pessimist compared to them. Mandalorian got me into Star Wars, if anything. Like, I'm after Mandalorian.
Star Wars is
yeah, if anything, after Mandalorian, I'm kind of in now. Like
1976.
Hey, with 2023, I'm in on Star Wars. Let's go.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I mean,
I'm the opposite end. I know the last one. Like I said, I've had my comments on The Last Jedi, and like the next trilogy or the next movie is gonna come out, and I'm gonna be fucking midnight watching that movie.
So unplug that, then hit that button. Did the timer start going? Yep, it did. I just saw it. So plug that in. And now tap the black screen. Where you at, baby boy? There you go, baby. Look at you. Still got it. After like 2 months off. And that's actually not even true.
Yeah, it's like it's more like 4 months, bro.
That's right. Look at you go. Look at you go. But yeah, I mean,
if we can have both, sure. But I just, like I said, I want the focus to be on making a good fucking Star Wars trilogy, not a good TV show.
I'm gonna run through a bunch of things that don't have dates yet. Ahsoka's one of them, but I'm looking forward to Ahsoka. The last thing we have dated for December is the Aquaman movie, the Lost Kingdom, December 29th. Again, DC project. Tough to put any stock in it because, I mean, it's... And Jason Momoa is already rumored to be coming back to DC, and James Gunn's universe is a different character.
Yeah, he's supposed to be... I forgot, like, the name of it, but he's kind of another one of, like, the anti-hero.
Yeah.
Almost kind of seemed like the Punisher kind of role.
I can't fucking think of the name of it myself, but I know...
It looks really cool. Like the character itself, but it just seems like they made it, so it was like, all right, well, what do we do now? And it's just like they put so much money into it that it was like, guess we got to release it.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Flash. You know what I mean? Like obviously the Amber Heard's in it, so they said that they didn't cut out really anything with Amber Heard in this film. So it was just kind of like I said, like they made it and it was there, so they're just like, I guess to try to save any amount of face, I guess we just gotta have it come out and make some kind of money.
Yeah.
Or our money back, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean obviously they're hurting. Warner's is definitely hurting. We've
no
talked
pun intended,
about it.
Hurting.
We've talked about it a little bit when, Don't Worry Darling came out. We said that they had to, basically cancel a bunch of fucking movies for the year because they had, actually Aquaman was supposed to come out like this past year.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out in December. They had to put it back because they didn't have the money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough times. DC's in trouble. The only guy that can maybe save him is James Gunn. But that wraps it up for like the year. Like I said, I have a couple things I'm just going to bang through that don't have dates yet. But we have Secret Invasion. That's one of the MCU. I'm going to start with the MCU because that's mostly what this is. The MCU, and then we have Star Wars as well. But we have Secret Invasion. We don't have a date, but we know that that's coming sometime in the spring. That's going to be the first show for the MCU for this year, it looks like. It's either going to be that or it could be What If Season 2. Either one of those. What If Season 2 is also coming this year for sure. Both of those I'm excited for. I like the first season of What If, so I'm looking forward to more of that. I think it's a good idea. Those just short little refreshing stories every week.
I think I'd rather see Secret Invasion first.
Yeah, I probably would too.
That way, there's a couple more things that come out that if they want to include with What If.
Secret Invasion, I think, is going to be big as far as like this overwhelming story goes. It seems like this show is going to be fucking doing some crazy things.
Yep.
I've heard a lot of rumors about like basically them pulling in like heroes and shit and possibly being like the Skrulls the whole time and shit like that.
Yeah,
I know Don Cheadle's heavily in it. Like is War Machine a fucking Skrull the whole time? Stuff like that. I don't know. But Secret Invasion, we got Emilia Clarke coming in. That's my girl. I love her.
Yep.
But like I said, that's probably spring. What If? I think it's spring, summer. Loki Season 2 is coming this year. That's supposed to be the summer show, I believe. That's what I've been reading at least. I mean, I don't know how you can't be excited for Loki Season 2. The first season was the best, in my opinion, the best series so far that the MCU has put out.
Yeah, definitely agreed. Yeah, we had our rankings when it came out. So, yeah. I just don't know if it's going to be as good as Season 1. But if it's
Even if it's not, that's okay.
But if it's not as good as Season 1, it could still be very good.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, totally. Absolutely.
If it's like an 8 out of 10 overall,
it's great. Yeah.
It's still worse than Loki Season 1.
Right.
But that's not.
And still better than almost all of the other MCU shows, basically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not a bad thing at all.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward just to getting back to those characters. Like I always liked Loki already, so I'm excited to go back to him. But the characters that we met, like I liked Sylvie. I'm looking forward to seeing her. I liked Morbius, whatever the fuck. Morbius. Yeah, there we go. Mobius is the fucking vampire. Yeah. Morbius is, I think Morbius is the one from Loki.
Yeah.
I hope he gets his jet ski. I liked him, though. Yeah.
And I think this one will be more... I seem like Loki Season 1 had a bigger impact. Like, I think the end game was the focus on bringing in Kang and the the quantum realm and things like that. So maybe this one's more actually centered on Loki and those characters.
Yeah, I could see that. I'd like to see a couple of the. I'd like to see Kid Loki return, maybe too, something like that. I don't know how or what, but
Toad Loki. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, it's fucking. I loved it. I really did. Then a lot of this is all, like I said, it's a lot of speculation. But I heard that the fall show is going to be Ironheart, who is the character we just got introduced to in Black Panther 2. That's a series that I liked her character. I liked Riri Williams. I'm looking forward to seeing more of her. That's a show that that sounds good to me. Fall, that sounds good.
You said it. Yeah, hit the nail on the head. Sure, sign me up.
Yeah,
not gonna get too excited when it comes out. I'll be watching it.
Yeah, definitely. I've heard that Agatha could be the winter show. That's one that I'm not actually too excited for. Again, I did like her character in the WandaVision show, but Catherine Hahn leading an MCU series as a villain
we don't need it.
Just sounds not fucking right to me.
We don't need it. Yeah,
it doesn't.
They did bring in Aubrey Plaza.
Did they?
Is in it. Yeah, I think Aubrey Plaza's in it.
I know what's his name. Evan Peters is back. Fucking boner there. Friggin',
just don't. Yeah,
I don't know what they're gonna do with him, but
don't do the same shit you did last time.
Yeah, I don't know.
You get a pass because the show overall was very good, but don't pull that shit again.
We've talked about how we would like more specials and less series. To me, if you're gonna do this to me screams of a special.
Yeah, I agree.
This screams of a special to me.
Yeah,
maybe do it Halloween time, Witchy Covenant kind of thing. You know what I mean? I feel like
don't need a whole show.
No, 50 minutes or something like that, an hour. Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel like to me that would work so much better, and I would be more interested in it. I'd be more excited for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The last one, something that we talked about a little bit, is rumored to possibly be this year is Echo. That entire show is in turmoil right now. We don't know what's going to happen to it. We don't know if it's even going to be made.
Yes.
Couldn't be less excited for an MCU show if I honestly really tried.
Honestly, cancel it.
Yeah, it might be.
I gotta be honest.
It might be.
Cancel it.
If you're watching this, cancel it.
Shut it down.
And then we got 2 Star Wars shows. We got Ahsoka, which that one I'm looking very forward to, and then we have Skeleton Crew, which honestly both the Skeleton Crew concept sounded pretty cool to me. It sounded like a bunch of it almost sounded like a teenage breakfast club in fucking Star Wars.
Yeah.
And that's totally different from anything that we've seen before. So that to me, I like that. Let's do something new, original, different for Star Wars.
Ahsoka deserves a
series
like
of
a main. Yeah.
I agree.
Be interesting too if they could tie in possibly Hayden Christensen or at least Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different ways they could go with that one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she had a lot of fallout. Obviously, she dealt with a lot of shit. She was in hiding and stuff. But
Yep.
I like Rosario Dawson in the role. I think she's good so far in The Mandalorian and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. But that kind of wraps up our 2023 preview. A lot that we're excited about, a lot that we're looking forward to. Like I said, my favorite show, the show I'm most anticipating, Last of Us this month, Dune 2 coming in November. But I think this year is going to be a big year. It seems like there was a lot of delays because of COVID and stuff like that, and now it seems
you
like
get a good mix.
was able to,
Things on track and then things that were delayed.
Yep. And now it seems like everything. It's going to be a big year. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be a big year. A lot of things don't have dates. There's still a lot more things to be announced. I'm sure that'll come, but I think it's going to be a big year.
Yeah.
We just had a good year too. 2022 was a good year.
It was.
It
Yeah.
was a good year for watching. You know what I mean? We're friggin' what we at? 2 hours. All right. So let's do our 2 reviews here, and then we're going to get out of here. 2 reviews that we wanted to do today because both of these movies I really, really, really loved, and I think they should be talked about. The first one is The Menu. Came out this fall. It just hit HBO on January 1st. The synopsis: young couple travels to a remote island to eat at an exclusive restaurant where the chef has prepared a lavish menu with some shocking surprises. Which, shocking surprises is a very gentle way of putting it.
Pretty accurate on that one.
While it's directed by Mark Mylod, like I said earlier in the show, it's the most M. Night Shyamalan vibe movie I've ever felt in my entire life. That creepy, weird, don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
But this movie, man, to me, this movie did, like, it touched upon so many genres. It was like, it was dark comedy, but it was also like creepy, mysterious, at some points almost borderline horror. You know what I mean? Like when, Ralph Fiennes, like, corners her in the bathroom, kind of stuff like that. I was like very, like, oh, fuck, like, thrillery, suspenseful. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It touched upon a lot. Which hand
was the kind of wild, creepy one to me?
Yep. A lot of great performances. It was a good cast. Ralph Fiennes, Lord Voldemort, he always kills it. I thought he turned in, I would say, an Oscar-worthy performance in this movie.
Yeah, should get some recognition.
Yeah, for it. I really think. I don't think you should win it. Like I was kind of talking about earlier with Austin Butler, but I think he should be nominated. I think he was that good in this movie.
It's funny too because like his voice, like you can tell by now, he's been in enough stuff. Like his acting voice was Voldemort's voice.
Yeah,
he wasn't just like that kind of, I don't want to say dark and dry, but. Like that's his acting voice. He's done enough things now where like that's how he is.
He's so calculated.
Yeah.
Even as gonna like all of his, you know what I mean. Everything you can see as an actor, he does everything with purpose. Yeah. Like everything's intention. Every little thing he does. He's awesome. He really is. He doesn't turn in bad performances. He's a master craftsman. He is unbelievable. Anya Taylor-Joy, as we talked about, she fucking killed it. Nicholas Hoot's character was pretty funny as Tyler. He loved him. He didn't give a fuck what was going on, man. When shit started hitting the fan in this movie, he just keeps pouring food into his mouth. He was like, "This is a fucking bomb."
Yeah. Going back to the funny part, like when he's making it, he's Tyler's like pile of shit, whatever they call it. Like how they go up the different like descriptions of the menu. Like that was wicked funny to me.
Delicious looking movie as far when they did those little cue cards for the meals and they like did the man, dude. Even when they like towards the end when Anya Taylor-Joy does the burger thing and they do like the oh my god, I was like, Jesus.
That's a good looking burger. That's a good looking fucking burger at the end of that movie.
This movie making me hungry.
Yeah. See, I thought like going into it, I thought while I was watching it, I kind of had like Shutter Island vibes.
A little bit.
Like they're on this like secluded island, and I thought the payoff. I'm like, I don't want to get into like spoilers, but I thought the payoff was like they eat or drink the food, and that's how they kind of like get hypnotized and becoming the chefs. Like I thought that's how the chefs became how they were.
Yep.
So like it had like the Shutter Island vibes, like that wasn't the payoff, but it was still
the first shocking scene, which we're in the spoiler range now. But when that first shocking scene when that cook like kills himself, I literally was like, I was talking out loud to Steph. I was like, this guy's like crying. I was like, something's going on here. I was like, something's up. I don't know what it is, but something's up. And the next thing you know, he just fucking does it. Oh!
Yeah, right.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like I said, my reaction was like the guy was like, I'm gonna handle this, and I was like, which hand? He's like, what do you mean?
Yeah, that's right.
Which hand?
Yeah.
Which hand are you going to handle this?
Oh my god, man!
He's like, what? They're like, all right, the left. Like,
he cuts the guy's fucking finger off. It's fucking crazy, man. This movie, what I really did like about this movie, because like I said, I did love it. Like a lot of these, there's a lot of movies like that are in the similar vein of this movie, but their messages, right, are all like kind of like
subtle.
Hidden, subtle. Yes, it's a great way to put it. This movie punches you in the face. Like this movie tells you exactly like the people that are ruining art, basically, like the guy the asshole who keeps taking pictures with his cell phone of the food. The conversation with the girl. The actor's like assistant there was fucking great. When Ralph Fiennes goes, "What school did you go to?" She goes, "Brown." "And how many student loans did you have?" "None." "I'm sorry, you're definitely dying here." I was like, that was fucking fantastic.
Or even
it was great.
Even Tyler,
it was
like
fucking great.
He makes the food and like Ralph Fiennes like whispers in his ear, and then it's like the next scene he's hanging in the fucking closet.
Yeah.
It was just a fucking wild movie.
It sure was.
Don't know else to say it.
It sure was. I loved it though. I really, really did. I mean, I was fucking captivated by it from almost the second that it started. As soon as they arrived on the island, right away, I was just like, everything. I don't know. I was just captivated. Captivated.
Yeah.
But
and like you said M. Night Shyamalan. I honestly thought it was an M. Night Shyamalan movie until I was watching the credits. It was like directed by somebody else, and I was like,
Mylod.
Like that wasn't. I thought it was an M. Night Shyamalan.
Crazy. I mean, crazy because the vibe was perfect. Like I said, that you're constantly like, what the fuck is going on in the whole movie? What is going on? But in a good way. But no, I laughed. I basically screamed. You know what I mean? Fucking crazy. It was awesome. I loved it. I gave it a 9.1. One of my favorites of the entire year. Like I said, I thought it was an Oscar-worthy performance from Ralph Fiennes. Anya Taylor-Joy did her thing again. She was awesome.
It set the bar high because I saw it. The way I'm looking at it is I saw it in 2023. So any movies I see in 2023 that are new, I'm comparing it to like the menu.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
that
set the bar very. Like I saw Devotion today. I'd put the menu before Devotion.
Yeah. Oh no,
like the bar set very high for that one.
I would say this was like right. This is definitely in my top 10 for the entire year. It's definitely towards like the 8 to 9 spot, something like that. I think I'd put this like right below The Woman King for me. I think this is probably like 8, 9, 7, 8, something like that.
Yeah,
in that region.
Very good movie.
But yeah, I love it. This is something like I've talked about a couple things that I won't go back and rewatch today. This is one that I absolutely will go back and rewatch.
Agreed.
And I bet you I'll pick up on a couple of little things here and there that I didn't necessarily pick up on the first time. You know what I mean? But I mean, this was just a wild what the fuck movie. It was. I loved it. I really, really, really loved it. Like I said, 9.1, one of my favorites for the entire year. It's on HBO, so if you're looking for something to watch, and you're into that kind of thing, something a little different, a little weird, a little ominous and mysterious, and like I said, you never know what the fuck is happening the whole fucking movie, man.
And it's passed down. Like you referenced it to me, I loved it. I referenced it to at least 2 people that have watched it.
Yeah,
they loved it. So like it's out there, it's got the.
When you were texting me watching it, you were making me crack up because a couple of times you texted me things that I said like verbatim out loud. Like when you texted me so Anya Taylor-Joy, she kind of does a little bit of mysterious with her character, like where she's from, what her actual name is. She kind of keeps it from the other people in the movie, and then at the end it finds out that she's from Brockton, Mass. And, that's right down the street. So as soon as I heard that, I did the same thing that you texted me. I was like, hey, shout out Brockton, Mass, baby. Let's go. Anya Taylor-Joy. Let's go, girl. And you texted me like the exact same thing verbatim. I was fucking cracking up.
Wait till you see Devotion. Devotion, there's one I was like, oh, wow. Holy shit.
Yeah. Nice. I always like that shit. That shit's always cool. But this was just...
simply put, very good movie. Would recommend it to anybody. And the feedback I've got off the people I've told to watch it have loved the movie. Yeah.
Not only did we said it looked like the food looked delicious. I liked the look of this movie too. There's another one, The Island. Like it said when they're first getting there, looked very pretty and shit like that. It was just a nice looking movie. I don't know. I liked everything about it. I really, really did. There wasn't much that I took away from this movie that like I said, that's why I gave it a 9.1. Yep. There was very little that I didn't like about this movie. Very, very little.
Yep.
But yeah, HBO, go check it out. Los, you go check it out for sure. I know you'll like it. This is up your alley. Like the M. Night Shyamalan.
This was better than the next movie we're going to talk about.
That is close, but not true.
Gotta check it out.
Close, but not true. The next movie we're going to talk about is something that's been highly anticipated, of course. It's been in the making now for like 13 years. Avatar: The Way of Water, the return of James Cameron's world to Pandora. I want to start off by saying that I know a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about Avatar, I had mentioned that I had only seen Avatar one time, and it was when it like basically it came out.
Yeah.
And I was like 16 years old, and I didn't like it. And I was like, obviously, it's been that long. I had to rewatch it before I fucking go see the second one. So I did rewatch it, and I was like, oh wow, I was totally wrong about this movie. Like, my fucking brain's changed so much in that amount of time. It's been 13 years, like we just said. I actually thought the first one was way better than I remember it being, and I really liked it. I was like, all right, now I'm way more excited for this second one.
Yeah.
To me, everything that the first one did, the second one did just better. Everything about the second one to me was better. They just did everything the first one did better. Everything. I thought it was fucking spectacular. I really, really definitely did.
Like I wish I had this much emotion. It doesn't. I can't explain it. It doesn't do anything for me. I don't know how else to say it. I'm not like we were going through the other day. We were looking at like the highest grossing films and things like that. And I'm looking at every film and I'm like, I'm so emotionally attached to so many characters in these films. It could very well just be me, but I'm not emotionally attached to any fucking character in this film. I'm just not. I'm not attached to the family at all.
Ding 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 ding.
There's nothing. There's nothing. Like we'll go into spoilers. I'm sure we will. So sorry, spoiler alert. But like when the person that dies, I didn't give two fucks. I didn't care. Oh wow, nice. Somebody died. Cool.
See, I actually cared more than I thought I would because I wasn't expecting it. It just to me
thank goodness somebody fucking died.
I'm sorry.
It wasn't
that I cared about his character.
It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything for me. Doesn't move the needle. I'm not emotionally attached to the family, the bad guy, the fucking secondary characters. I'm not. You know who I was emotionally attached to? The fucking whale who didn't have a flipper. He was the best part of the whole movie.
Awesome. Let's not be. That's part of the movie though. I mean, the whale was awesome. All of the creatures, the wildlife, it was awesome.
On each side of his head.
It was awesome. I fucking thought the whale was awesome.
I'm sorry. I don't know why. I wish I could explain it.
I do get what you're saying, is because I'm not first of all, I'm by no means I don't love Jake Sully. He's not even my favorite character.
Who the fuck cares?
I couldn't even tell you who the fucking actor is for Jake Sully. That's how little I care.
Sam Worthington. He's not really into much. He's not a big name actor, but I do get what you're saying on that. I don't think that they're necessarily wrong. What I would say as a counter argument is what I do care about is I care about the Na'vi.
Yeah, like the world
as a whole.
The world.
I care about Pandora, the planet as a whole. I care about the people as a whole. While I agree with you, the characters individually might not do it for me. Well, but in this movie, the first one, if you ask me, I liked Zoe Saldana. She was my favorite character.
Yeah.
This one, I came into that. I actually liked most of the kids, to be honest. I liked the two daughters. I thought that they were
good. Yeah, they were fun. They were
good. While the younger son is annoying because he doesn't listen to literally anything. He just constantly does the opposite of whatever he's instructed to do. That was annoying.
At least he's an outcast and different.
Yeah, he was different. I liked them. The kids I actually liked, but one of my literal only complaints with the entire movie was that I wish that Zoe Saldana had been in it more because I thought she took a real back seat in this movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Until the third act, she's barely in the movie. But I do hear what you're saying on that. I don't disagree even with it. I don't feel like any of these people are super, super likable, their personality wise, where I'm in love with them and stuff. But like I said, as a whole, and especially in this movie, because I think they did such a great job with the world building, the people of the Na'vi, the planet of Pandora, I care about.
But I just don't for a movie of such magnitude. I just think that's wrong. I would compare that to Marvel.
I get you.
That'd be if you loved Marvel but didn't care about each individual character.
I do get you.
And I just think that's wrong to be such highly rated.
The slight difference is, I would say in that argument is that while that Marvel takes place on Earth. Granted, we go to space. That's totally true.
Yeah,
but we're just on Earth. We don't really, you know what I mean? This whole planet, in this movie especially, the second act of this movie, when we get to the Water Tribe, they created an entire fucking world for us.
Yeah,
it was awesome. And I know that there are people that are going to complain about the length of this movie and say that it was too long. And I would turn around and I would say that the place where you could cut the most time was in the second act. And my favorite part of this movie, to me, was the second act. was my favorite part. I was fucking captivated watching.
Yeah.
Not even anything that was crazy exciting. They were just fucking swimming. But you got these fucking crazy plants underwater that are all lit up. You got these crazy animals that are all fucking swimming around and shit. I fell in love with it. I really did. I'm all in on Avatar.
The best part of the movie was the last hour. The problem is that it took you 2 hours to fucking get to the last hour.
The third act was fucking crazy, and it looked freaking unbelievable, man.
Too long.
The fucking battle scenes were awesome. The action sequences were awesome. Zoe Saldana, when she finally did come in the 13, just going full like bloodlust and just fucking dude.
It was very gory too.
Oh yeah, hell yeah it was. Hell yeah it was. But like you mentioned like the whale and shit. I fell in love with that whale. Those creatures and shit. That shit was awesome to me. When those hunters were coming in and they fucking shot that one and took all the goo out of it, I was fucking pissed. Yeah. I was so fucking mad. I swear to God, I'm not even kidding. I was in the theater and I was legitimately mad. I was like, "You're a fucking scumbag." Yeah. Like if I could smack you right now myself, I would.
Yeah.
They just like because I can't remember which character it is, but it says it's like that's it. Like that's all you're taking. Like you're taking one chalice,
like the membrane or whatever. Yeah.
And you're just gonna. This thing's, like a building long. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a massive thing. They're just gonna like throw it away like it's nothing, dude. Yeah. And they were talking about how intelligent these creatures are. And we obviously saw it and stuff. But
I like the metaphor of like the main hunter. Like he dies by getting his arm cut off. Like I don't know.
I thought fucking
that was a nice touch. There's a whale with a flipper.
This is why I love this movie so much. But I thought it was awesome. The bad guys, I thought what they did with the bad guys, I thought was wicked cool. The fact that they all died in the first one to the Na'vi, fighting the Na'vi. And then they go in this one, they go, hey, you want to get revenge in a different kind of way? We've seen revenge stories before. We're going to bring you back. We're going to put you into the bodies of the people that killed you. You're going to be just like them. But they still kept their suits with their bulletproof vests, their boots, the cargo pants.
Mentally all still there. Yeah.
That was fucking awesome to me. I thought that was wicked cool. And that was, to me, that was different, like I said, because, we've seen revenge stories, but this was different.
Well, good news is if you liked it is that the main villain didn't die and nobody really died at the end. So
that was a little weird. I thought he was going to go
carry into the next one.
Yeah, I think James Cameron's got a lot of storytelling to do. He's got a lot planned. I think that these characters are going to be a little bit more three-dimensional, I should say, than they are. Because right now to this point, it's been very much like good guys, bad guys. But I think that that's going to start to mix a little bit. I know in the third one they've already mentioned that the Na'vi are going to be kind of like the bad guys, sort of, in a way.
Yeah.
The way the movie's going to be portrayed.
Interesting to see how they spin it.
Yeah. And even in this one, while we brought the Colonel back and we, put him into this Avatar body, you could tell it, while it was still his memories and stuff, there were differences. Yeah. Because, like, when he's ready to stop, basically, when they're looking for Jake Sully on the water islands, and they're going to island to island, he's ready to basically just start, like, gunning all these people down, just execute anybody. And the kid's the one who's like, don't fucking do it. And granted, he still ends up burning down their village, which is really bad.
He's a little bit more humane.
Exactly. But he's not fucking putting them all to the torch and killing them all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I do think that there's going to be something with his character where there's going to be a little bit of a spin, maybe. I don't know how they'll do it, but...
He's another one. I just don't really. I don't care about him.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I told you. I don't think that you're like totally wrong on that.
I'm not emotionally attached to any of them.
I will say.
Jake Sully, like I said, the fucking. How are you? You're gonna be one of the top 5 grossing films ever. You couldn't tell me the fucking name of the main actor who's in the movie.
Yeah, he's a low name guy. Low. No, not a huge star. Sam Worthington. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
It was fine. It was better than what I thought. I've made my opinion very clear about Avatar on this podcast. It was better than what I thought it was going to be.
What's something?
But I had it going into it somewhere like right in the middle of like a fucking 5 or something. So it got probably like a 7.1, 7.2. So it exceeded my expectations, but I'm still not. I'm not hooked in on the Avatar franchise.
I'm all in.
I'm just not.
I put all of my chips into the middle. I'm all in on Avatar.
I'm kind of in the middle because the first one I thought was so-so. I thought it was way overrated compared to what everyone was saying about the first one. And then the second one came out and I watched it and I actually enjoyed it. But not because of the reasons like Seth said, I have no connection to any of the characters in the show.
I do think that's a very legitimate argument.
But it was very, very nice to watch. It was a visually
the most beautiful movie I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, it was. They did a really nice job putting the movie together. That being said, I did see that the next movie is supposed to be about a fire tribe.
Sounds sick.
I couldn't agree more. That sounds like that sounds like better than the Jungle.
Problem is, it takes you 5 hours to watch it until you get to the end.
Sounds sad.
Yeah, very true. Way too long. Could cut out like 20.
Come on, dude.
Could cut out like 45 minutes of the movie, but hey, at the end of the day, I give it an 8.1. That's what I give it. I liked it. Didn't love it. Didn't hate it. I liked it.
So to me, I would say, like I said, the second act is where you can cut out the most time in this movie because that's, like I said, that was the world. We got to the new tribe, so we're gonna build this whole world. To me, it literally, while I was watching it, I thought of it, but to me, it reminded me of a movie that is one of my favorites of all time. It reminded me of The Fellowship of the Ring. It built the world. While it wasn't the most exciting things, like the first, say, hour and a half of The Fellowship of the Ring might not necessarily be like the most exciting movie in the world. You know what I'm saying? We're at Bilbo's birthday party. We're setting off fireworks. Then we're hiding from some guy. You know, there's a little bit of excitement. We're hiding from some guys in hood and cloaks. You know what I mean? We're hiding in the woods. But we're also running through farms and fields and dealing with carrots and Merry and Pippin fucking showing up out of nowhere and landing on carrots and shit. We're going to the Prancing Pony and having fucking beers and fucking drinking. We're it's world building, you know what I'm saying? We're setting the fucking setting for where we're going to spend all of this time with these characters. And that's why I love The Fellowship of the Ring. It's why it's my favorite of the three. I love that shit.
Yeah.
So to me personally, this movie did a lot of that. Like once we got to the first 45 to an hour was kind of them almost just kind of catching us up on what happened since the first one ended. Hey, we had a whole bunch of kids. Hey, this shit happened. We became the fucking heads of the tribes. But like the second act, we created a massive, beautiful world.
Yeah, it was good.
Fucking incredible. I loved it. And then the third act that we mentioned was just
third act was very good.
Massive battle. It was huge and awesome.
Third act was very good.
Kicked ass. I'm gonna go see it again.
Like in context is that I saw it with Los while we were waiting to fly home from our vacation, and I fell asleep.
Watched it.
Dead ass fell asleep for the first hour of the movie, and then this one I stayed up the whole entire time, and I was like, man, I missed absolutely nothing for the hour that I was asleep. An hour.
Yeah, the first 45 was definitely slow to me.
A fucking hour. That's too long.
Yeah,
and like going back to Lord of the Rings, like you're building like this world and stuff, but along that, I'm getting emotionally attached to like Frodo, Sam, Merry, Pippin.
That's a good counter.
Along this one, I'm not getting emotionally attached to Sully and like the whole entire family. That's a very good point. That's where it loses me.
I will say one other thing before I gave it a 9.4. That was my wrap. Like I said, just one of my favorite movies. Yeah, this is coming in at I think like 5. I'm gonna do we're gonna be doing a whole award show. We've done a Halloween show. We did a Christmas show. Our next big special is gonna be kind of our own Oscar version of the show. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I think it's gonna be a good time. And at that point, we'll kind of go through all of our best movies of the year. But I think this is gonna be right like 5 or 6 for me. And if you had told me that 2 months ago, I would have said you're fucking crazy. But
did you just say all time?
No. For this year. No,
thank God.
This was right there for me. I really loved this movie. I can't say enough good things about it.
The menu's better.
That's the thing though. If you said that, I couldn't. I wouldn't be mad at you. You know what I mean? Like that's something that. All right. Like to me, they were both incredible.
How can you argue with 9.1 versus 9.4?
Yeah. I fucking loved them both. I really, really did. I thought it was a great way to kind of wrap up the year as far as 2022 and a year that had a lot of good things to watch. But yeah, we'll be doing that award show. I'm hoping it's going to be the three of us. I think that'll be good. That'll be probably end of February, I think. Do it before the Oscars. The Oscars is, I think, the first week of March. Maybe do it like the last week of February. Do it before the Oscars.
Yeah.
But we'll do more planning on that. But like I said, 9.4 for me. Avatar: The Way of Water. Top 5, maybe top 6 for the year. Los, what did you really liked it too? Pretty much. What did you give it for a rating? See, like B plus? You think you said after the movie?
Avatar, I give it 8.1.
8.1.
That's my final vote after watching it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was visually pleasant to watch, and I thought that it was interesting. Honestly, it was a 3-hour movie. Like I said, I don't have the greatest attention span. Sometimes even a 2-hour movie, I'm just like, dude, I gotta watch a 2-hour movie. 3-hour movie, I stayed awake the whole time, enjoyed it, but I like Seth said though as well, he makes a great point. I didn't get super invested into any of the specific characters. It was kind of the world, like you said, Nick, it was visually pleasant to watch, and the whole plot and the dynamic, get you into it. But I don't know. Like I said, I didn't hate it, didn't love it. I give it an 8.1, right down the middle.
Yeah, even like the new tribe and stuff, just like taking them in. It took some time, but once they take them in, they're like, "No, we fucking let you in. Now you're us, man. Like we'll fucking die for you guys. We're gonna war for you guys." I don't know. I don't know. I liked it. I liked getting introduced to the new water people too and how they were different. Like you know what I'm saying? Just like same thing with Earth. You know what I mean? Everyone fucking different places, different skin colors because of fucking different sun and shit like that.
Yeah.
Those people were like in the water all day, so they were like a lighter shade of blue. They had like a thicker tail. They had like thicker forearms to help them swim. I don't know. It's fucking cool.
Now we got the fire tribe coming.
Yeah, now we got the fire tribe coming. Who knows what the fuck they're gonna be like? I bet they'll look sick. But I don't know. I'm looking forward. Like I said, I'm all in on Avatar. I'm very excited to see more from this world, and we're not gonna have to wait too long because they filmed 2 and 3 back to back. 3's already in posts. Well, so. Like I said,
it should be same time frame then.
It's gonna be like it's supposed to be 2 years from December, so I think it's December 24.
24.
Yeah. But like I was telling you, I think we were leaving. James Cameron, I mean, obviously it's not going to be the length of the movie, but he handed in 9 hours worth of footage to be edited for.
What a dickhead.
Avatar 3.
What an asshole.
He handed in 9 hours of footage.
I like, you know, hey, you know it was at like 4:55 too on a Friday. You know what I mean? Like clocking out at 5 o'clock.
Hey, this is for you next weekend.
And here comes this asshole dumping a load of paperwork on your fucking desk at 4:55 on a Friday. Hey, get back to me on Monday. What you thought?
Yeah. But I think that's going to wrap it up for us here in episode 19. Good first episode to 2023. I would say next week, definitely check out Last of Us this weekend. I'm excited for sure, because we're going to be recapping that episode by episode. So we're definitely going to have a Last of Us recap next week. And then I think we're also going to do a review for Devotion, because I'm going to check that out as well, and we can go a little bit more in depth on that.
Sure.
So, check those out, I would say, if you're looking for something to watch this week, because I think we'll be reviewing those and talking about those in some depth next week. But that is going to wrap it up for us here this evening. As always, thank you to Mr. Los. Thank you to Mr. Rogers. It was great to have you guys back.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, it's so damn good to be back.
Thank you.
Hey, man, couldn't do this without you guys, I miss you guys. Especially, me and Seth have been doing a lot of shows together, me, him, and Lukey. But Los, it's been a grip, man. We haven't seen you in a while. I haven't talked to you in a while. So
hey, baby, I'm back. Like I said, hey, you better fucking subscribe to YouTube.
That's right.
Right now. You don't have to do nothing. Just hit the subscribe button, and then you have a 2 in 50 chance to make a $40 Amazon.
That's right.
Or if you're really lucky,
AMC, you go to the movies, bring your girl, buy her a nice tub of popcorn. Nothing gets me more excited than a big old tub of buttery popcorn.
Yeah, actually, no. Shout out against Los, because he just doubled the cash prize. So now we got 2 winners for our raffle, the Race to 100. Like I said, like he just said, go smash that subscribe button on YouTube. We're trying to get to 100, and as soon as we get there, we're going to be giving out that raffle. But like we said at the top of the show, 2023, it's a new year. It's the first full year here at the show, and it's time to take off. It's time for us to go.
Now we go.
Yeah, that's right.
Now we go.
This is where, I've said it before, this is where we need your guys' help. Smash that share button, hit the subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment. All that stuff helps. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And let's have a good year here. We hope to hear from you guys a lot this year, and let's have some good time. Let's have a nice 2023. We'll talk to you guys all next week, but happy watching.